Just waiting for the signal to go through, and we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some more D&D RSG style 5th edition Wildemount Campaign here on Twitch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're a bunch of us jackasses sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons because, well, we're a bunch of jackasses. That being said, I am your head jackass of all the jackasses, Ranger J, 1999, your host and Dungeon Master, welcoming you aboard. Say hello in chat. We're glad to see you guys here. On a Saturday night, you can be doing anything else, but you're going to watch us play nerdy games because we're all proud of it. Accept your nerdism, for I am strong with my nerdism and proud of it. Oh, Johnny Mo just subscribed to Tier 1 for 7 months now. It says, hi, everyone. Johnny, you're actually, that defeats the purpose of being in the said Zoom call if you do that. So, unless you're saying hi, everybody in chat, that's different. So there we go.
Yeah, that was the plan.
That was the plan. Okay. But welcome to the stream. We play D&D and have a fun time here on a Saturday night. It's been a long day of streaming. Lots and lots of streaming today. Jesus. It's 9 hours. After all is said and done, probably 10 hours. But it's worth it to keep you guys entertained. So that's what we're here to do, is entertain the masses. Let's introduce everybody. We'll start from the top. Let them introduce their characters and everything like that. We start off with Johnny Mo.
Hi. I'm playing as Reed Teeley, a halfling rogue assassin.
The hell was that?
That was like the best intro music ever.
All of a sudden we went over to Germany. Party.
You have your own theme song. You have your own theme song.
I have my own theme song. It's
Who
the
the hell
brown
let the Cylons in here? All right, let's try this again. No Battlestar Galactica shit. All right, Johnny M, who you playing as?
Playing as Reed Teeley, a halfling rogue assassin.
All right, Bad Rongo, who just resubbed, and they've subbed for 10 months. Thank you very much. Bad Rongo, introduce your character.
Togar, this Phoenix, Dragonborn Bard.
There you go. Finn, a.k.a. Ladies'
The
man.
one that gets blamed by all the jackasses.
Yeah.
Pretty much right. I play Balin Nightbleeder, a human sorcerer.
All right. Christy, a.k.a. introduce your character.
I'm Critty. I'm a half-elf bard.
All right. Grim.
See, out of all the jackasses, I don't prefer to be called.
Just
a jackass.
introduce
I
your
prefer
damn
to
character,
be called
goddammit!
a smartass. So there's a difference. Anyways, I'm playing Drumzal, who is an orc cleric of the Matron of Ravens.
Thank you. How hard was that? Good Lord, Paul Bunyan. All right. Next, we have the lovely Sarah, a.k.a. Garara. Please introduce your character.
I play a Asimar warlock named Ashira.
You do indeed. And last but not least, in the darkness. Everyone, darkness is spreading! It's darkness. My partner, Corinth. Stick it to the Ichthys.
I'm Hadalin, your dwarven eldritch knight.
There you go. All right. Any news or notes we need to say? Anything, Finn, coming up, streams, anything like that? Any stuff from RSG?
No, just some general things. So tomorrow, instead of the Sunday night gaming stream, I will be on the Affinity RSG channel getting stuff set up for a full day of streaming on the RSG Twitch channel on Monday. Okay. So this Monday will be a full day of streaming as I return to streaming after like a 6-week hiatus or something.
Bastard making me do all the work.
It's true. It's true. It's been relaxing, but there has been reasons because I have moved.
Yes,
like
right.
I moved. I had to like move everything. So my new place is set up. I'm currently there. So, yeah. So Monday is going to be a full day of streaming on the RSG channel, but tomorrow on the Affinity channel, towards the evening time when normally would be Sunday night gaming, I'm going to do some setup and stuff to prepare for that. So.
Yeah, and then also on Monday, Finn will be streaming all day on Twitch. On YouTube, we will have the lunch stream and the big GAC, big three matches, all done at the same time on YouTube, which are all culminating in Finn finally getting back to Marble Mondays. So that should be a lot of fun. Then Tuesday, my days continue to get rough. Not only do I have the lunch stream, I have Enemy Bingeaholics, which we're doing, and then right after that, I have the GAC Center on the Escape Pod. cast with Nev, as I am the new co-host of the GAC Center over there. And then Wednesday we have another lunch stream with lots of GAC action. And the
you forgot on Tuesday as well.
Oh, don't we have
Don't
Starve together? That's right. I forgot about that.
I know it's easy to forget because last week it was a super chill Don't Starve stream. Like no one was yelling at each other.
Well, you guys were just starving and nobody cared.
Maz, I haven't forgotten about that. Maz is bringing up a point. We do have our Star Wars D&D campaign.
Are we doing that tomorrow? Because I'm tired. I thought we weren't doing that tomorrow. I thought you said you weren't able to do it tomorrow.
No, this week I am. The following week I'm not.
For God's sakes.
We'll double check with everyone, but we should be good for tomorrow.
I hate you all. I really do. It's killing me.
No, I'm good for tomorrow.
Find out. Tag me.
I'm good for tomorrow.
Let me know. I'd like to have a schedule of a live sometime. All right. Oh.
Hey, I even have permission from Karma to stream, so I'm good.
Well, I may have to start getting permission from her ass at this rate. Jesus. Okay.
She's supportive of my streaming. It's great.
That doesn't bode well for me then. Okay. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's all the news and announcements. Let's do the intro and kick this off. And welcome back. All right, so when we last left our fine feathered friends, they had gone back to Sadash in a hurried emergency rush because Balin had decided to stick his hand in where it didn't need to belong, and he'd gotten really sick, and then they had to give him some antibiotics. That is not what happened. Actually, they had just completed their mission to Humperdinck and were making their way back from Sadash when Balin started getting really sick and then started to die, literally. So they hauled ass back to Sadash, to the Temple of the Raven Queen, where with an emergency intervention from Sadasal, they were able to, leave it up to fate. And through a ceremony with Balin and the Raven Queen, he was able to gain his life back and gain his freedom for now. He seems to be doing much better and has committed himself totally to the church and the temple of the Raven Queen in all of her glory. They also did some shopping, had a lot of fun. We're going around doing things, met up with their old buddy Split, and we're trying all kinds of sandwiches again, and just kind of getting their bearings as they get ready to achieve their new mission. So that's kind of what happened last time. It was a lot of involved stuff.
And a missed opportunity.
And what do you mean?
Well, we could have finally gotten a wizard into the party if we would have let Balloon die.
Grim, it's funny you should say that. Your character had a stroke in the middle of the night, and I need you to roll a wizard, please. Any other
Yay, Grim!
smart-ass comments there, buddy? Trying to get other people's characters killed? Teach you to try to kill other people's stuff. All right. No, it's just the diarrhea is grim. You're sorry. So it's the end of the next day. Next night Matt passes. You guys have been able to rest a little bit. Some of you were able to get some nice gear and stuff like that. Critty and Allie were able to go to the great library here in Sadash. and do some research. So it's the next morning. It's bright and early. You guys come down for breakfast. You guys have all of you are well rested. You come down to breakfast, and so you guys kind of all gather. Some of you coming in sooner than others. Some are early risers. Some are not morning people. Everyone looks healthy, but one of your party's missing.
That's also not particularly unusual.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Good.
Well, she usually likes running off on her own anyways.
Anybody going to try to wake her up?
Have you talked to her today, Critty?
No, I haven't seen her anywhere.
Maybe she's in the garden again. That's where she was last time, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to see? We need to figure out what we're going to do today.
I can go look. Does anybody want to come with me?
I'll go out with you.
Thanks, Reed.
All right. So you guys have breakfast and continuing breakfast. Split brings you some sausage sandwiches. They're delicious. They have eggs and sausages on them. And then you guys head to the garden. She's not there. You don't see her anywhere. You guys go to her room?
I might as well.
Yeah.
All right. You go to your room. Her room door's open.
Anything in it?
Do you go in the room?
But yeah.
Okay. You guys go into the room. And
I would like to look around for a note.
make a perception check. Yeah, you do see a note on the desk, and don't really see anything else. If you want to make a perception check too, you can too, Reed.
Yeah, I'd like to be looking for a bushel of good berries.
All right.
A 13.
You are not able to find any of the good berries.
All right.
All right.
So what's the note say?
Well, Curdy, you noticed the note first, so.
I would like to read the note.
All right. It says, to my dearest friends, we all must choose our own path, and mine has led me to another way that has pulled me into another adventure. Do not worry. It is something I must do on my own, but we will meet each other again in the future. Sorry for the short notice, but this is something I have to do. Allie.
Allie.
You get a kind of sense that, Critty, that from what you were helping her research and stuff, you kind of get a sense that she's probably what she's going after is, that family linkage, that's always been bothering her. Not knowing certain things and wanting to find some information. She never really broke it down to you, but you kind of get a sense that it links up with what you guys were researching the other day. So if you want to share that with the party or Reed or anybody, you can. If you just want to keep that to yourself.
I'll wait until we get back to the group. Reed and I will go back to.
Yeah, you read the same thing.
Everybody else.
Yeah. I might as well go finish breakfast off then.
Yeah. So, guys, when I went to the library with Allie yesterday, I was helping her do the research on the lady she's been looking for, and she didn't tell me much, but from what we were reading, it really felt like maybe this was her family, and maybe it was what she was looking for. And with this note, I think maybe she's looking for her family.
Do you know where that might lead her?
It was some vague information about the North, but she felt really strongly like she knew what she needed to do, and family is really important. So I think that I really hope I see her again, because she's one of my very best friends. Like, you guys are all good friends, but Allie is my very best friend, and I hope I see her again. But
Splint says,
really hope she finds what she needs.
"What about me? Am I a special friend or just a friend?"
You're my very best sandwich friend.
I'll take that.
Well, I know she's your best friend, but she's also become one of our group. I also spoke to her and told her that I would help her with this, so I think maybe we should try to go north and see if we can find her and maybe help her. There's no reason she needs to do this alone. Maybe our paths don't split as much as she thinks.
Have you ever tried to catch a ranger in the wild?
Based on how she...
Sorry, don't go chasing rangers.
They kind of live off the land, move extremely fast. Like, it's sort of their thing.
That is true, but this particular one also does not socialize well, and she is trying to deal with finding people.
Again, that's sort of part of their thing.
Well,
I know.
There's an easy way to do this. I'm gonna cast sending and send her a message of, if you need our help, just holler.
Well, she will not be able to holler back.
We'll check
She
back
might
in
be able
later.
to holler back. She's a resourceful.
Because she
She's
ain't no
resourceful.
holler back girl.
I'm really looking for someone to lightning bolt right now.
I totally would have made that joke.
I'm
but
really looking forward for the next one of you potato heads. I really am just looking for an excuse or something horrible like a meteor to drop up your butt. And I'd have to explain it.
If you send her a message, she will be able to respond, but she won't be able to get you a message back. Maybe just ask her where she is.
And I'll let her know that I'll
You can only send so many words in a message.
well,
so you have to be-
25 words. I will say, if you need help,
okay. If you need help, okay.
you know, let us know. I'll check. I'll send you another spell in a couple of days.
Okay, did it. All right, so you do that. No response. No reply.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw a card, Ranger.
Okay, draw a card.
While this is going. Sorry, that's why I had to go off camera for a second. I had to figure out where I packed it. Sorry.
Good job. You see Balin frantically looking around like, oh, God,
No, that's what Finn was doing, because Finn is working
well,
out
your
of
character,
bins and
your
stuff
character
right
is doing the same thing. He's like, oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's like, oh no, I misplaced the rock. Adeline and Dromsel are gonna kick my ass.
Aw. Okay. Oh, that's coincidental. I drew the survive card, which actually has the picture of Allie on it.
Aw.
Good job, Finn. You killed Allie.
Well, you were saying you're looking for someone to lightning bolt.
It's not her.
Right now, I need to use the speak with the dead spell to talk to her.
Yeah, that's why she didn't respond.
Stupid Finn and his cards.
Uh,
All right.
that was cool. That's pretty neat, though. I did
Yeah.
manage to draw the Allie card.
Okay. All right. So you guys have your breakfast. This then you see one of the guys comes over and whispers to Ziggler. It's like, okay. It seems Sadasal would like to see you all immediately.
Oh, all right. We just go, or
Well, if it's everyone done with breakfast, I mean, you have to have your vitamins and minerals.
That means we have time for another sandwich, Reed.
I've got more. Here, try this one, Togar. I think you'll like it.
Don't forget me. I'll take another one.
Oh, you want one too? Okay. This is a new one I'm trying out with some special sausage I made. Do you guys try the
Sounds
new?
good.
You try it? Okay. So Togar and Hadelin make Constitution saving throws.
Nice job, Hadlin.
That's not a good way to start. Are you sure you want to try it?
I didn't say yes, but fuck it, we're
Yeah,
here.
you did it.
Oh,
Hadolin,
Advantage against poison.
that dwarven constitution, you just kind of take a bite. Nothing happens. It's got spices. Doesn't even affect you. You just burp and like, oh, that's good. All right, Togar,
Nice.
you feel like you're going to ignite as you feel liquid hot magma running through your veins, as it's impossible for you to sweat being a dragonborn, but perspiration suddenly appears in your eyes, snot comes out your nose, and you feel like someone has lit an ember in your stomach.
But does the liquid hot magma come out of my rectum?
Not yet. You guys see Togar like just over there, just
All of a sudden, he turns into a red dragonborn instead of a green one.
You have an allergic reaction there, Togar?
it's like interesting. The dwarf, okay, and then the dragonborn, okay, interesting.
Do I still have the constitution left in me to spray that dude that gave me the sandwich with my acid breath?
Really not on your mind right now. You're just looking for any kind of water as you start guzzling it down. It's just really spicy. I mean, it took you by surprise. It's not getting
Gotcha.
poison or anything. It's just super spicy. But you're just looking over at Hadley, and he's just like, yeah, it's good.
I'm just gonna grab Reed's beer immediately. I know he's got a beer.
Reed does not
Or
have
an
that
ale.
kind of beard.
An ale.
He does-
Ale,
yeah.
sorry.
that's
Yeah.
tea.
I'll grab that.
All right.
Plain hot tea.
Dwarven spirits is a really good counter to, heat.
All right, I'll grab the dwarven spirits too, out of Dronzel's
God.
flask.
All right. Make
You'll
another.
want to be dragging him around all day.
He drinks it. All right. Roll another
I didn't say you
Constitution
should
saving
drink it,
throw.
but it
Too
is.
late. He said he's in desperate straits.
Come on.
You actually take it down. It what it does is it hits you so hard that the pain that's coming from the spice kind of subsides, but you're like, wow, why haven't I?
I'm
never
too
tried
drunk
this?
for spice.
You're like, why haven't I drinking this before? You feel pretty good.
That's the look. Yep.
It's like,
I see visions of sugar plum Dromzels in my head.
Dromzel, you need to watch
They're
it.
touching me. They're touching me.
Gauntlets has been thrown.
all right. All right. Now that excursion's been done, you guys finish breakfast. You guys make your way over to the office. Yes.
Yeah.
No?
Yep.
Okay.
Might as well.
All right. You guys are escorted into the office and office area, but this time, instead of her main office, you guys are escorted into another office space area. It's got a round table with chairs on it, and then you see in the back there's a big map of the entire continent, and you see Sadisal just sitting there with her arms behind her back.
She's bringing us into the war room.
All right. This must be important.
Yeah, you guys take your seats. It says, I hope I find you all in a very, very pleasant disposition this morning.
Yes, High Priestess.
I'm a little bit sad because my friend is going on another adventure, but I'm okay.
I'll keep that in mind. She just ignores you, critic. Like dismissing you like a school teacher would. Like, yeah, that's nice. Oh, all right. Now that everyone's here, let us get down to business. I need your help again. It's always one thing or another. All right. As you know, and she's looking on the map, she's like, the war goes well, but it's on the knife's edge. We've been able to hold the enemy at bay, but they have proved most difficult. As the official stance, the church takes no way or the other officially in the war. Unofficially, we are helping as much as we can. This is our home as well. Now, it would seem that your expertise will be needed once again. One of our former priests has gone rogue, a former inquisitor, and he is causing us trouble up in the northeast near Rockguard Garrison and the Broken Veil Marsh. There we have made ties with the goblins there from the village of Urzen, and we received communique that from their chieftain that they need help, that that Parson Pelanos is his name. He is not only an inquisitor of the Church of the Raven Queen, but also associated with the Dwendalian Empire. As an Imperial Inquisitor, has gone mucking about there, from what I can tell from the garrison commander, and has caused huge problems for us with our relations with the goblins, who are now fighting on our side against the Dark Elves. I need you to not only go to Rockguard Garrison, but from there I need you to go to Urzen, and I need you to find out what specifically has happened, and I need you to make it right. We cannot have the goblins turned against us. It would really slow down our efforts. They are protecting the pass into Rockguard Garrison, and we must have this alliance. And since this is one of our former own, who seems to be causing the problems, I particularly want him dealt with. Any way you see fit. And you see her eyes kind of go cold.
How strong an inquisitor is this fella?
He's mid-level. You're more than enough to handle him.
Alright. Is he allies, or did he go rogue by himself?
He may have allies. He may not. I don't know. It's been a while since he's been disavowed by the Church of the Raven Queen.
Ranger, out of character, can you ping Urzen on the map for me?
No.
Mm.
Yeah, I can do that.
I just want to know how far we're looking at for traveling.
It's over there.
Over there. Over there. Say a word.
Now, Rangers,
off
that
to the
is
east,
is that a mountain range to the west of that, or is that forest? Can't really tell.
On the map, if you look at the map, as I've got it, I don't know. So, as she's pointing on the map, here's Rockguard Garrison. I'm picking it on the map.
Mm-hmm.
This is Blade Garden, the main fortress.
Okay.
This is Ashguard Garrison. This is the last known location of Urzen, as she's explained it to you. But Urzen is a different type of settlement, because Urzen is a moving settlement.
Well, those are easy to find.
It is actually,
the
because the entire village, and it's substantial. Now there's more goblins, but the reason they're so effective is that the village of Urzen, she explains, is on a horizon back tortoise that moves all the time, and it moves, so it kind of keeps them safe as they move around. It moves about a mile a day, but its main area is in that marshy land patrolling, and they do, stuff from there.
It's bloody smart, if you ask me.
She does tell you that the champion chief of Urzen is Sunbreaker Olamon, and the village proud and protective acting leader is an ogre named Lord Befall. You see a little bit of disdain in her voice when she says that, but the enemy of my enemy, she says, is my friend. In situation here. So as much as she finds these beings disgusting, she says we must do what we must do in time of war.
I once took a ride on the back of a
I'm
giant
not
tortoise.
interested in your stupid stories, Togar, please.
In the menagerie coach.
I have not had my coffee yet this morning.
Just saying, nothing's like that, ever.
Great for you. Any questions about what will transpire? Now, to help you on your journey, I will have you teleported to the northeast to Rockguard Garrison.
That is very helpful. Thank you.
I've never been teleported before.
Actually, neither
She
have
just
I.
gives you a blank stare, like, right.
This former Inquisitor, does he have any powers that we should know about?
The former cleric and acolyte of the Raven Queen and an Imperial. Let's see what I can tell you. Former priest. I said cleric. I'm sorry. He's a former priest, and he's a former. He's a zealot. She kind of tells you. The reason he was. The reason he was disavowed by the church is because, and this is all on the down low. She kind of makes you swear to secrecy on this. Is that he'd like to conduct deranged experiments on humanoids, mainly around the marsh, and he was very sadistic with his application of divine magic. Hence why the Church of the Raven Queen pretty pissed off at him. Now, she does not know what his status with the Dwendalian Empire still is. As far as she knows, he was supposed to be disavowed, but she hasn't got any formal acknowledgement of that. He has been disavowed by the Church of the Raven Queen. So it is possible that you guys could be facing against, as she explains, Dwendalian loyalists that are under his banner and stuff. Which makes this a little tricky.
There's a fireplace in the room.
She also says that he has a prosthetic limb. No, there's not a fireplace in this room. It's lit up by candles and torches. Or more like not, but like, you know, like light fixtures on the wall.
Which limb is the prosthetic?
Right hand.
Siglet. It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man.
I don't care.
I don't care. Wee!
And we can hear Badron go through Gara's mic.
Gar's trying not to crack up. She's like, you can tell he's over there cracking up. Because Gar's there. Look at her face. She's trying not to lose it right now. She's biting her lip and stuff. That's the best. All right.
It is. I love that. Just hear Badron go through Gara's like all the
Gar's trying to keep that actor's face on. Padron is over there dicking it up.
So, this city that we're supposed to be going to, it's all goblins plus this one dude.
Yeah, I mean ogres, goblins. It's a clan of goblins and stuff that are from that northern area that patrol in that area. That's where they live. They've decided that's temporary alliance that they will help, and obviously they're probably being paid for this. That the Dwendalian Empire is paying them to fight against the Kryn dynasty.
So, in other words, the only person that's not going to stick out like a sore thumb is May.
Yeah, she looks and she's like, yes, you will fit in quite well, my son.
This is going to be an interesting one.
How quickly do you need him dealt with?
As soon as possible.
When will we be transported?
As soon as you're ready. Today, tomorrow, whenever you're ready.
I know I need an hour or two. I gotta go back to Pumat's and pick up a bowl.
I was just thinking you might want to pick up some more stuff. You know, like stuff that'll help you blend in, because you know, halfling, couple humans, and a dragon won't fit in very well.
As the fiscally responsible one of our merry little party, I just have to know what kind of recompense we'll be looking at for performing these duties and this task.
And the one that likes to go and put on disguises all the time is gone right now.
As per usual, 500 gold.
Per party member.
And it's each?
She looks at you like with an evil eye. Like, you ain't that good.
Fair enough.
It's true statement.
She gives you the mom look. Raises that one eyebrow.
How do we think about 300 right now to help with expenses?
How about
and then we'll pick up the rest afterwards.
How about you get 500 when you return, and I don't have you flogged?
Well,
flog me, Daddy.
It's been very nice to speak with you, High Priestess. We will be packing our stuff and leaving shortly.
Yeah, I mean, for you guys in the Raven Queen, he's disrespectful to your head priestess. She's being very calm about it, but I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about that. He's actually just said what he said.
What did he say? I know he was going to say something stupid.
He did say something stupid.
He said, "Flog me, Daddy," or something stupid like that. Dromzo, we may need the silence spell around Togar, just permanently.
I'll admit the thought did come across my mind.
Is there anything else?
Oh, the trio of my party is such a great... I'm so sorry. I apologize. I'm apologizing to the Raven Queen. Do it for the puppy. Do it for the puppy.
You see her head kind of start turning to the left. You've seen this before when you were a child, Dromzel, when she would get really angry with you. And you know, if you don't get him out of there at this exact moment, she's going to probably disintegrate him.
We will go now.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start slowly moving Togar towards the door.
Yeah, I
think we should be going now.
I think that is a wise idea.
I think
it was the dwarven spirits. I'm still feeling them.
I'm gonna grab Togar.
Like
I'm gonna grab Togar by whatever article of clothing, his shirt or whatever, and start dragging him out.
Okay. Anybody else helping in this endeavor?
I'll have to admit, I was kind of contemplating on letting him stay there and keep on doing it.
He has proved himself useful, just not here.
Maybe we do not bring him in to speak with the High Priestess anymore.
I think that is a good idea.
All right, I think you guys say that as you guys are all dragging him out of the room.
I just thought it would be nice for somebody else to be on the receiving side of it this time, and not me.
Oh boy!
And you just remember this, that she never was ever physical or anything with you, Dromzel, but she, as she's your adopted mother, she does not put up with stupid. She just doesn't. She's seen her chew out like high-ranking generals and other people that have done the dumbest things when you were a kid. You can remember playing in the next room. And
I know I ended up getting stuck doing the prayer rituals for 3 weeks straight after
you remember those long nights of cleaning the dirty crockery because you had been up to no good. All right. Well, boys will be boys.
But I mean, those guys started it. I just, they asked for me to punch him in the face.
All right. So you guys leave the office. What is your plans now?
All right, I definitely have to go pick up that bow. So I'm gonna head over to Pullmott's, and then I may run another errand.
Well, Reed, I think
I
it might also be good for all of us to get a disguise kit. Kind of what Dromzo was saying. We'll need something
Yep.
to blend in.
And
You
I'm
could-
gonna have to look to. I'm gonna leave my tabard at the temple because that makes me stick out like a sore thumb with the Raven Queen logo on it and all that.
I do want to ask Hadlin and Reed. I definitely appreciate you helping us with all of these, and of course there is payment for you. But how do you feel about running errands all the time for the Raven Queen? I know that she is not your patron, your deity.
Well, I mean,
But-
they are getting paid for it.
They are, and if that's the reason you're staying, I'm very happy. But I just want to make sure that you're comfortable doing all this.
This is a person who's a threat to the Empire.
This person is
Then he's dead. So that's
fair enough.
Pretty much there as well.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
I have things I am also looking for and as well, and maybe this direction will give me some information also.
Is this not where you're from, Hadlin? In the general area?
Yes.
Is that where you need to go to help find? We could help find whatever you need there as well.
No, mine's more of a bits and pieces everywhere kind of thing.
Oh. That definitely makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hopefully we do find a piece.
Who's going where?
I'm gonna, I guess, if we're all sticking together, we'll just accompany Reed to Pumots, and then we'll go and, like, I guess maybe the general store or wherever to find a disguise kit. I don't know where you go for it.
Pumots might have something that could better suit us, though.
If we have the money for it.
That's the key thing. I know I'm fairly cleaned out.
Well,
Yeah.
if it's something that makes it to where you guys don't get spotted and die, it's worth forking over, pooling our funds for.
I'm not overly worried about myself. I mean, us halfling folk tend to wander a fair amount, and we get around. I don't think that many people looking to be allied with the Empire will screw with me too much.
Well,
From what I understand-
remember it's ogres and goblins and stuff. So
I'm more of a pest to them than anything. I mean, ogre, I'm not even really knee high by much.
we're
So it
doing
wouldn't
this
hurt
as we're
just to-
walking.
Yeah, we'll head to Pumots first.
Yeah.
All right. You guys make it to Pumots. You open it up. It's bright and early. You see the Pumots. There's one Pumot in the store. He turns around like, "Oh, it's you guys. Well, welcome to Pumot Soul. I'm Pumot." You hear something in the background. "I'm also Pumot busy." Yes, he is. He's busy doing some inventory stuff back there. You guys are back. Oh, wait a minute. He says, "Oh, you're here for your bow, aren't you?"
Yes, I am.
Well, don't you worry. We did our rush order on that one and got it ready for you. Hey,
Oh,
Pumot!
fantastic.
He's like, "Yeah, Pumot one. Can you get that guy's bow for him?" "Yeah, I'll be right there." You hear him crashing stuff in the background. He's a little clumsy, that one. All right. So besides that, have you come to part ways with some of your fine-earned coin here at the store?
Well, it's quite possible.
Well, what are you looking for?
We are looking for ways to disguise our appearance. Do you have anything that may help us with that?
Well, you can learn the spell disguise yourself. That's one thing right there. But if you're talking about the art of deception, that's not really what we do here, other than maybe a spell or two.
Do you have a scroll maybe with that
I'm afraid.
spell?
I'm afraid we. Nope, we sure don't right at the moment. But you can create your own kit. I think all the great chicanery people of the day create their own kits just by creating their own outfits. You just go to the store and pick one out, and then there you go.
Yeah, where is this place that you are speaking of where we can go and get a
Well,
kit
any
to disguise?
thrift store that sells clothing.
Okay, I think that is where we'll need to go.
I think that's a good plan.
I'm also assuming you don't happen to have any items that are magically enchanted with
Well,
the
we sure
disguise
do.
selves.
It depends on what you can afford and what you're looking for.
Well, I guess if you can tell us what you have, then we may be able to pool our funds.
That's
if it's-
kind of not the way it works here, buddy. You have to kind of give me an idea of what you're looking for. We have all kinds of stuff.
Oh, if you have any items that are enchanted with that disguise self spell.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. No, we sure don't. I can tell you we don't have that one right now. It's a very expensive one, too. That'd be a little bit pricey there for you.
Very well.
What about the lesser versions, like prestidigitation or things that could at least mask the self?
Well, to be honest with you, he kind of leans over. We're kind of a little tapped on scrolls and potions at the moment, with the war going on. The only thing we do have is some leftover enchanted items that, the military didn't want right away, so plus special orders. We've just been doing specific orders.
I think we will. I think it's worth it for us just to go and see if we can get a kit to come up with the disguise. That may be the best way.
I know that Pumachi had a hat of disguise at one point. But you had said it was 600 gold.
Yeah, that sucker sold, I'm afraid.
All right.
Yep, sorry.
No, these things happen. Good items like that.
Well, we're a popular place. They sell a lot of stuff.
Well, you're a
Hey,
popular, well-liked
Pumachi!
fella.
What are you doing back there? The guy's waiting for his bow. I'm coming. He comes running up. Oh, I see it's the same group of little adventurers we saw the other day. Yep, they're going out for, looks like, some more fun.
Fun is the key.
Well, is there anything else? I hope you guys can be safe out there. I don't know what you're up to, but try to be safe as you can.
Do you happen to have any magical longswords? Just wondering.
We do have a +1 magical longsword, as a matter of fact. Let me just check the pricing on that for you.
I was just thinking they might have some wands that might help us out.
It is worth a shot.
No wands at the moment.
Well, shit.
It was worth a shot.
All right, we do have a long sword. You're in luck. It's a +1 long sword. It'd be 500 gold.
Okay, I will have to come back for that, but I think that is something I'm gonna need to get. Thank you, Pumont.
All right. Anything else? Here's your longbow there, little buddy.
Oh, the short bow. Thank you.
Sorry, your short bow. Sorry. It looks
What
like a little
exact
thing for me.
enchantment? Well, what exact enchantment did you put on?
Did you want the attack or the damage?
Well, I'm just looking at short bow +1. Looks like it does both. So
I It's one or the other. It doesn't do both.
When I pull it up in D&D Beyond, short bow +1.
Yeah, it's
You
not.
have +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon.
Okay, well, I'd say that's what they did for you then.
Cool, thank you. And
All right. Is there anything else that can help you, doodly good fine people today?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, have a good rest of your day. Safe travels wherever you're going. And be safe out there, all right?
thank you, Pumat.
It's my pleasure. Come on back when you got more gold and you want to spend it. We'll be here to take care of you. Hell, maybe Pumat Prime will be here and you can meet that guy.
Oh, where is he now?
He's on business, taking care of things, grabbing more supplies. That's what he does.
Oh, fair enough. Right.
Not in today yet, but that's why he's got the three of us to take care of things when he's out running around.
He's a lucky man to have such good men as you.
Well, you're darn right about that there, my little friend.
I hope he gives you a day off once in a while.
Sure.
All right, well, we'll see you soon enough then.
All right. Just as you guys are walking out, you see two beautiful, and I mean beautiful, elven women come walking in beautiful white satin gowns and stuff like that. They radiate beauty. And they come in. Reed, you know who this is.
Okay, who is it?
It's your buddies.
Oh.
But they come walking in, and then you kind of like as you guys are trying to go out the store, they are just coming in, and you hear the ones in white, the other one's in a more grayish kind of costume. They look like with silver hair, and the other one's got blonde hair. Very, very attractive, well put together, very tall, elegant elves that come walking in, and you see the one like, oh, good afternoon.
Hello, ladies. How are you?
We're quite good. Could we pass to do some shopping?
Oh, sure. If I can escort you back into the shop if you'd like.
She turns to the other one. What do you think, handsome gnome? Escorting us to the front? The other one kind of shrugs her shoulders like, okay.
I'll look at the rest of the group. I'll catch up with you back at the Temple of the Raven Queen shortly.
Did we hear that conversation, by the way?
Yeah, it's right in front of you. They're sitting there talking.
Okay.
I said, as you guys are walking out the door, they're walking in, and that's what the exchange happens.
I can't help myself. I thought you were a halfling, Reed, not a gnome. Who are these people?
From up there, as tall as these two are, we're easy to mix up. I'm sure she's just poking at me.
I'd be a gnome too if she wanted.
I don't know about that.
Help.
They're elves.
They're still double me height.
Elves.
So is everyone in this party.
The one kind of looks at you. She's like, you do know that I can hear you talking right now, right?
Of course. I mean, you are standing like right there.
I'm right here. Yes, I am right here.
Drumsel, don't push it.
Okay, as long as you know who these people are.
I do. I'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else?
Where are we going to meet you?
I'll meet you back at the temple.
Okay. We will inform the high priestess to get everything ready for the teleportation. How much time do you think you need?
I don't think it'll take me that much time to find some religion here of my own, and then I'll meet you there.
Okay. We will try to prepare everything in about 3 hours, let's say.
Not even that much.
Okay.
15 minutes?
A little more than that.
Let's just keep it at 3 hours. That way we have some time to prepare for whatever else we need. We still need to get our disguises. So
Yeah. All right, I'll meet you back there in a bit.
Okay.
3 hours, he's gonna shower and take a nap.
Oh my gosh.
So
So we'll go. I guess I'm gonna start heading towards. I think with everyone towards whatever thrift shop or whatever. Basically.
yeah, we'll do that here in a
Guys,
second.
yeah.
So you walk
And
walk a little ways in, and you're
It
not.
only
you're-
took him 30 seconds to ditch us for 2 elves.
Do you blame him?
Well, yeah, I do. They're elves. Ugh.
Hey, I'm half elf.
That is. Dromzel says what's on his mind. It's just the way it is.
oh my god.
I mean, most people actually like people with skin on their bones. Sorry, they're just too skinny for my tastes.
And not
Dude,
green.
this is coming from a 6'5" orc.
Yeah, and they're
Just,
not green.
just so you
I'm
know,
sure that
this
has
is a
an
big
impact.
burly dude.
Maybe we should
Yo,
paint
this-
the elves green.
Remember, orc women usually
We got
can
it. We
crack
got it. Yes,
humans in
yes.
half.
We know.
So,
they drink their
there
blood.
you go.
Okay, continue.
Just saying.
Yes. All right. So you guys are
Just-
making your way toward to get disguise kits, which really won't be that hard. So you guys are in the front of the store there. Puma looks over like, "Oh, Lady Assenfault, I didn't see you come in there. We got your package ready to go." "Oh, Puma, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Not a problem, your ladyship. I'll go ahead and get that for you and get you squared away." She's like, "Oh, thank you." And then you see the other sister start chuckling, like she has her hand over her mouth, like she's, trying to not to burst out laughing, but she can't make noises, so she's just sitting there, like you see her turning red and stuff. And she signs to you, says, "What in the hell are you doing here?"
I joined on with those jokers. Now, they got a lead on somebody that's a bit of a threat to the Empire. So I figure I'll take a couple of weeks to go on out. I'll kill this crazy person. I'll come on back. It'll be fun. Think of a way of knocking more rust off.
She just kind of gives you a little squint of her eyes, and she just walks up to where Pumont was to get the package, and Grayley looks at you and is like, "So, what are you really doing here?"
Really, I was picking up a better bow so I could go and kill this fuck.
Must you be so political? Don't you remember the days when we would just do things, not care, just for the glorious amounts of money?
I've never been that much about the money. It's about the Empire.
The Empire. You see her spit a little bit. Corrupt organization.
Just because some of the outer parts may be going bad doesn't mean you kill the whole thing.
What if the inner is rotten to the core?
Well, then you plunge in and you remove the infection.
It must be nice to be a patriot. I have no time for these things.
Perhaps, but let me ask you. You heard anything of some crazed former priest at a Raven Queen going and screwing around with goblins that are helping us fight our enemy?
What?
It's over in Urzen.
Oh, that place.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
luck.
looking forward to the place. But
We crossed that... Me and my sister have had to cross that filthy bog marsh several times. Ghastly place. Always
Literally.
wet. Yes. It is what it is.
best lead I got on Parson Personas or something.
I'm not familiar with that, nor the politics of this area. You know how I am. I don't
I
ask
know.
questions. I look for information pertaining to my targets for our charter with the guild, and do what I am supposed to do. which you are halfway a part of again. Need I remind you?
I know.
I'll let the guild know where you are and what you're doing. Gather whatever information you can. I guess it'll be important for what has happened with the stability. You know, the guild is really making a huge profit in the undermarkets world. Disgusting trade. And you see your sister, you see Pumon. Oh, hey, yeah, the little sister. Oh, here you go. There's your package. Oh, you're doing the sign thing. Oh, yeah, let me see if I can remember how to do that. Okay, wait, that's an A. Wait a minute, that's a B. You can see the sister's having a fun time with him over there. Wait a minute, you said that was a B last time. Wait, you're tricking me here. Eventually she gets the package and comes over. She's just grinning, cheek to cheek, and it's like, all right. Well,
I'll sign at Bailey quickly. Like, it's not fun to go and screw with the guy that much, is it?
she's like, you damn right it is. He's so fun.
I'll shoot her a bit of a smile.
She seems very pleased. She's carrying a wooden box of some sort. You don't know what's in it.
I'm assuming it's not a jewelry box.
All right. My little friend, we will talk soon. Good luck in your adventures in the marsh. You're
It should
going
be fun.
to need it. Not really. Enjoy the stink. And then they walk out the door with you, and then they go off there on their way. All right, the rest of you guys, you're easy. It's easy to get to a seamstress, place where they sell clothes and stuff. And it's just a matter of you putting together a thought of what kind of disguise you want. There's all kinds of clothes there. It's not that expensive. It's, this is just common clothes and stuff. You guys take your time, look at certain outfits that you might want to use or something along those lines. You can buy for like a couple silver for everything, for each of you. You're able to get whatever disguise you can in regards to if you're going to try to disguise yourself if you have the skill. It's not that hard. It takes you guys about an hour to hour and a half for those that are looking to do it. So go ahead. If you are going to do that, let's say you have 3 silver come off your sheet, and then put just disguise kit in your inventory. For those that are doing it,
I already had one.
there you go.
I'll go ahead and get one.
Hadelin the Dwarven Spy. There we go.
How much did you say it was? 1 silver?
3 silver.
3 silver, sorry.
Yeah. Common clothes, not expensive,
I should have had you guys pick me up one.
Yeah, you didn't. So,
Hell, I stuck around there to talk to them.
all right. Any other shopping or things that you guys want to do?
I want to go back to the bookstore and see if I can find any language books on Goblin or Ogre that I could.
You are able to find one. Not an ogre.
My barking dog.
Oh, that's
not there
kobold.
either. Make a persuasion check because the guy that's a language that you're not going to find information usually in a bookstore like this.
15.
Yeah, he on the down low, he kind of gives you a book from a secret stash he tells you about. It is a book of languages. It's rough, rudimentary Goblin. It just gives you the basic understanding of the letters, things like that. It's a good head start book. But
Good.
books like that, because they are banned books by the Empire. So,
Secret.
languages of the lesser folk, as they call it.
Okay. I'll buy that. How much does it cost?
It's like 2 silver.
Okay.
A couple copper, something along those lines. So it's a very old, worn out book. The pages are kind of ripped in certain places, but it's salvageable for what you need it for.
Yeah.
He does tell you to kind of do whatever you need to keep that one. You should not read that in the open anywhere because you could get in big trouble. Yeah. but you kind of understand that. You've been in the Empire enough. You understand how that works. It's way more lax than Hupperduke, but you do know from where you've just grown up in the Empire and stuff that certain gods and certain creatures in certain languages are not, if it's evil or associated with evil in their eyes, it's bad, and therefore if it's bad, you're not supposed to have it.
Okay.
So, all right. So, anybody else?
Nothing for me.
Last call.
I guess on the way back, I'll see if I can just find a general store for disguise.
Yeah, you get it. Put the same thing applies to you. I'm not gonna
Three
play
silver.
that out. Yeah, there you go. All right, you guys.
I also grabbed the disguise kit.
Yeah, as long as you want it, just add it. Take off 3 silver. Put a disguise kit in there. Now remember, the disguise kit only works extra if you have this, the ability to, do that.
If you're
of,
proficient with it.
if you're able to, use that skill.
Yeah, I'm proficient.
That's the deception one, right?
Yes, you have to be deceptive to use that.
Okay.
Very deceptive. All right. Performance and deception, kind of a big part of the thing. All right. You guys get back. It's a couple hours. Let's say it's about 2 hours later. You guys meet up back at the temple. You guys are ready to rock and roll. You see that your buddy Splint has packed you guys some sandwiches. He says these are special sandwiches. They're kind of plainer, but they'll last for a few days. So you have something hard to eat for a couple of days at least.
I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'll be right back.
I guess he must have some bowel discomfort.
He needs to make room for the sandwiches.
Oh.
Yeah, all of a sudden we hear Togar yell for some ice cream from the bathroom.
Be safe.
Thank you very much, Glenn, for these.
I need an
You're
old
welcome.
priest and a young priest. Need an exorcism in here.
All right.
Ah,
A good journey to you guys. Be safe out there, all right?
Thank you, Blint.
All right, Blint, I said Splint earlier. Blint goes walking off. All right, you guys, if you're ready to go.
We do have everyone.
Yeah.
There. Yeah, I think we're ready.
All right. You are the badges you have do give you that you got previously as officials, not of like high status, but status enough. Like you look like law enforcement with those badges. Before you go, you're kind of given a briefing that when you get to Rockguard Garrison, you can be teleported in. You have to state your name and purposes. They will record it through the teleportation circle that's there from where she's at, the one that she's using. And then from there, you don't have to report to anybody. You can just go right out and do what you need. If you need to pick up anything, you'll have to pick it up from Rockguard Garrison. They have everything you could possibly need. Horses, stuff that she's like, you're not going to be able to use horses in that marsh. You just can't. It's deadly to horses.
Mm-hmm.
it's deadly to most things that wouldn't be able to walk through it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, if you guys are ready, she takes you downstairs into another section of this underground, look like giant citadel that seems to be underneath. The temple's huge, but the more you guys go downstairs in the different areas, you can see there's a lot of stuff in the underground that's kept out of the public eye that they use. A lot of magic stuff, a lot of stuff that they use. So the teleportation circle, you guys are placed in it. You see that there's a priest of the Raven Queen there. Looks like different garb, but looks like a human, early 30s. Does the incantation as you guys are sitting in the middle of the circle, and then vroom.
Don't worry, I've been through this before. You only puke the first time you go through.
You guys are mad. It just feels like for seconds the world blurs in front of you. You see a bright light, and then the next thing you know, you're standing in another room that has a entranceway out of it. through a long hallway. You can see the entrance at the back. You see that there are 6 guards posted here in very fine armor. These are high-level guards. You see a person sitting at a desk. You see another guy sitting there with his arms crossed with a piece of straw in his mouth. More rivals. And then you see the person, old guy, graying hair on the side, wearing glasses. You guys kind of takes you seconds from the disorientation. You guys kind of get your bearings, and he looks up from he's writing his pen. State your name and purpose.
Hi, I'm Critty.
Hello.
I'm gonna throw up.
Please clean that up.
I'm getting a real Umbrella Academy vibe. Sorry.
I'm not joking. Please clean that up.
Clean it up.
How are you going to clean it up?
I am going to just sweep it with my hand like a Togar would over into the corner.
That's not what I meant. He just looks over to the guy that's in there, and the guy's like, got it. And he waves his hand, does something, and it disappears.
Party without prestidigitation. Fantastic.
So,
These are a party of mostly casters, too.
I know.
all right. As I said
know that
before, we have.
Oh, you do know that one?
I was
Oh,
gonna
so you
cast
can
it
clean it.
before.
Oh, okay.
Well, they
That's
just
fine. You must have been invisible. You
they
didn't
didn't
want to
see
the
the stupid
invisibility, honey.
dragonborn playing Play-Doh on the ground with vomit, so they just got rid of it. All right. I have a Critty. From where, Critty, are you from?
Well, I'm from Hupperduke originally, but
He
right
holds
now
up his hand.
I'm from
That's
the Raven Queen.
okay.
Excuse me, sir. The Raven Queen, Satal.
I have not spoken to you yet. Hold on. He looks at you, Balin. State your name, purpose.
I am Balin Nightbleeder on a mission from the Temple of the Raven
I
Queen.
don't need all that. He looks at you. Who's the one that threw up?
Togar Listinix of Draconia, author extraordinaire, performer de Royale.
He just looks at you. Don't talk anymore. And then he looks at you, Reed. Name and where are you from and purpose?
Volstalker Agent Reed Tealeaf. I'm here to take care of an issue in the swamp with this lot.
Mm-hmm. Associated with the Raven Queen?
Working for her.
Okay. And you, dwarf.
Adeline Brightaxe. Same as the others here.
Alright, and the lovely lady who give me the stink eye. Oh, Cher's not there.
No, I'm here.
Okay, I can see you. Oh, you were sneaking a bite to eat. Huh? I saw what you did there. I saw what you did there, young lady. You're over there smacking on some nice chocolate chip cookies off that side while we're trying to play Dungeons and Dragons. But that's a wholesome activity there that you could be doing.
Is eating food a wholesome activity?
It is where I'm from.
Always. Mm-hmm.
All right. And please state your name, young lady.
Ashira.
And you're from where?
Zadash.
Zadash. I can tell by your dress. Knight. Raven Queen as well.
Yes, sir.
And you're with them?
I am.
All right, then she turns the book around. Who will sign for your party?
I'll look at it, Ashira.
I will.
All right. Sign your name underneath here. Here's your writ of passage. He hands you a piece of paper. If there's any problems, please let us know. And you were all being honest. The circle would have told us otherwise. All right. You may go. And you see the guards. They had their pole arms in front of you, and then they pull them apart, and you guys are able to walk out.
And we walk out?
Mhm.
Since we're out of earshot. Wow, it's obvious they totally love their job.
I don't even think they love life all that much.
I
You
didn't make
guys,
it better.
when you guys get outside, the doors open. It is a cruddy, cloudy. It's mid afternoon. A light drizzle is out. You can see. Think of a giant Roman, like a fort castle on the frontier. You can see that there's a huge fort in the middle with lots of buildings in the middle. And you can see that there's tons of soldiers here. You can see that there's all kinds of weaponry here. You can see people coming to and fro. This is definitely the heart of the military. As you guys are walking along, you can see that the front is heavily guarded, heavily palisaded, heavily built. You can see too that coming in as you guys are walking out of that area, you make your way as you start making your way to the front of the citadel. 2 giant gates are there, stone, very well crafted. You can see that they're open, and incoming from there. What's really weird is it's gray and drizzly there. You can see in the background that the sky is extremely dark, like almost blackish dark. And incoming, you can see that the gate's been open as you guys are arriving. You can see soldiers are being dragged in, bloodied, cut up. You see people leading horses. You can see people reacting and grabbing them. You can see all kinds of maiming. One guy's missing his arm. Another guy is being helped by another guy. His whole face is covered in bandages with blood soaked through it. You can see that it's pretty bad. There's a lot of screaming and crying as the soldiers are being let in. And you guys kind of have to stand aside as these units of soldiers are coming in it looks like they're coming off the front lines.
I'll step aside.
All right, so you guys see that. You see that they're being led to. You can see that there is a hospital building here, and you see that they're being taken there. You can see that there's people, tons of medical personnel. Would say medical personnel. You can see priests, clerics, women, men that are treating them. It looks like the ones that are not that badly injured are being kept outside under makeshift little tents, with the flaps open on all sides, being kind of looked at. The other ones are being rushed on the inside for more immediate treatment and stuff.
Can I go up to one of the ones that doesn't look super injured?
Yeah, you see that there's a woman. The closest one as you guys are where you're standing. There's one lady working on this soldier's hand. You can see that he's holding a piece of wood in his mouth and gritting as she is healing his hand. And you can see that if you look at your hand, the pinky, the top part of the pinky is missing, and you can see that there is bone sticking out from it. You can also see that there's his hand has been burnt by some kind of force. You don't know what it is. And you can see that he is just, screaming into the thing as she's healing him.
That was one of the ones that was less injured? Jesus.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that was less injured.
I want to go ahead and I want to help her. I want to cast healing word on the dude that's in so much pain.
Roll your dice on that. All right, you see that he kind of calms down, and the lady just looks up at you and gives you a nod of approval, and then she starts taking, looks like a special poultice, and you see the healing of the hand is starting to come together. It looks less damaged from what you're able to do, and she's able to start treating it. And she says, "Thank you, sir." And she's a young woman. She's got her hair pulled back. She's in gray. A gray outfit with an apron on, with a jacket on, because it is a little nippy here. And she goes back to treating those wounds, and the guy kind of looks up to you. He's like, "Thank you for that, friend."
Where was the battle?
Where isn't the battle? It's all out there
Where were you injured?
on the front lines.
Do you know of a town named Erzing? That was the name of the mobile town that we were talking about, right?
Urson, I thought it was.
It is. It's
That's what I said.
You got it.
He looks at you cautiously, but not too cautiously. Just curious. I could see from your badge. You see his eyes kind of close as he's talking to you because he's still in a little bit of pain. So I can see from your badge that you're with the Empire, but may I ask who you are?
Togar Listinix, author extraordinaire and war correspondent to the stars.
Captain Rustab Wolfsbane.
Rustab Wolfsbane, I want to make you famous.
I don't want to be famous.
I want glory for the Empire, and I am here to spread the message.
I find that very hard to believe.
I can persuade him.
Okay, go ahead with disadvantage.
All right. Just regular persuasion check.
Yeah.
I did just heal it.
I know. I gave you some. It's disadvantage because he's not all cognitive, not as susceptible when you're in that much pain to. It's not his main focus.
I should have.
Trying to. He doesn't really care about your bullshit, but he is a little more like, all right, Togar. I don't know about all that, but I'm not in this for glory. We're here to fight. As in regards to Earth, and I know of it, it's constantly moving. I don't know why would you want to go to a godforsaken place like that in the middle of the marsh. It's filthy.
Do we hear all this? This is just happening in front of us, right?
You guys are a little bit ways off, but you could probably hear this. I mean, you have to be kind of concentrating because there's a lot of noise, screaming, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, no, if we're not immediately there, I'm not going to do anything. I'll just listen, but I won't do anything.
I am on the story of a lifetime, Captain. The Raven Queen herself has commissioned me for the greatest of journeys. And I just need to find the way to get to Erzin where I'm not going to die.
Well, I can help you with that. See the doors over there, the big ones that we all came through? Go out those.
Mm.
Go around the plateau. You can see it on your right. It's a big, giant plateau. And then you get to the marsh and don't die.
All right. So don't die. Don't die directive.
Avoid the Dwindelian. I'm sorry, the Kryn. They'll probably kill you on sight.
Ranger, out of character question.
I'm gonna look over to my wizard or my sorcerer. Good.
Go ahead, Finn.
So just general question. Dragonborns aren't necessarily tied to Dwendelian, right? They're just like free.
They're free agents, yeah.
Okay, so Togar wouldn't necessarily be killed on sight. The rest of us that are human and stuff probably would.
Well, the reason out of character, the reason he said that is because you guys are garnishing that you are from the Empire.
Badges.
So
yes. Okay, no, just making sure.
That's why he said what he said.
Yep.
I picture my badge like a giant clock around my neck, like everybody sees it.
It's probably more like a noose where you're going.
Toga Flav? Is that what you're basically?
Togar Tog!
All right, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm just staying out of their way right now while they're taking care of all the people.
I guess I can render assistance. I mean, I would be neglecting my duties as a cleric if I didn't help.
All right,
at least a little bit.
All right, so you go over and you I mean, you don't really use any spells. You're just kind of helping with the ones that are more injured. So you're just mainly looking them over, treating them for a little bit. So you guys are kind of watching as Togar is over there with the captain, just kind of looking over and helping him with a little bit. But you see Drums will go over and is helping some of the soldiers and stuff who give their thanks and are appreciative. And the gates are closed as the rest of the soldiers come in. Yeah, you guys see all this activity with them trying to treat the soldiers and stuff. You see a guy walking by, a few guys walking by on horses, following up the last of the soldiers. It looked like it was about 3,000 soldiers that just came off the front lines that are in this base, and there's tons of activities going on. And you can hear everything. You can hear metalworking being done somewhere off in the distance. You can hear soldiers running here and fro. You can hear orders being shouted. I mean, you can see on the side gate, you can see men on horses are running out for their daily patrols and stuff. I mean, it's a bustle of activity here.
I want to ask the captain who his CO is, who we might be able to contact as far as getting a ride somewhere.
I'm pretty sure, since you're not military, that would be my commanding officer is Commander. He's kind of gritting his teeth a little bit. He's starting to look better, but he's like Commander Philif, Fillif, and the general of this garrison and this of the legions here in the north, this part of with Ashkar Geep and stuff, is.
For a second there, I thought you instantly developed a speech impediment.
No, I'm sitting there trying to keep track of stuff and re-chat and do all this other stuff. I'm looking for my notes. General, where did I put his name? Asard, Asard. Couldn't find it.
ASARD?
Yeah, Asard.
Thank you so much, Captain. I'll reach into my bag and I'll toss him one of the good berries I was holding on to.
He looks it over like, thank you. Puts it in his mouth. He's like, oh, that's not bad.
And
I want to go tell the party. That we got some people we got to talk to. I'm looking for a Commander Philip and a General Assard.
And why are we looking for them?
Because these are the people who will get us to the Tortoise Village alive.
Oh, okay.
Trust the Togar.
What makes you think that?
I just drugged the captain and had my way with him.
But how is that going to convince anything to do with his captain?
Oh, he said that we should look for them. We're gonna go
He
look
said
for them.
no such thing. Make a deception check. You just lied your ass off to all of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I obviously would like to insight him.
Is he going to insight me or am I going to deception him?
Both.
Which
you have
one?
to make a deception, and he has to make insight.
All right.
Yeah, your deception ends up being the DC.
Beat that.
of his. Yeah, that's the problem. No. You rolled a history, by the way, Corin.
Yeah, roll insight.
Same score.
I mean, he seems like he's being honest. You're not 100% believing it, but seems kind of.
I'm sure you misheard it. That makes
I mean, it seems
zero
legit.
sense.
Yeah.
I am still under the influence of dwarven spirits, but only slightly. I swear that's what he said to me.
You believe him?
It doesn't hurt to talk to them to make sure we do have a safe passage out of here.
It wouldn't hurt unless we have someone else to talk to.
If there's one thing I know how to do, it's not die.
Barely. Sometimes.
Have you heard you introduce yourself? Perhaps you should change that. That's the first step of you getting killed in almost every scenario we enter.
And do not talk to the High Priestess ever again. That also will get you killed now.
I'm sure we all could come up with something if we went around the room.
This is not an adventure. This is an intervention. You lied.
We all get into the inn at night. We're all sitting there in a circle. Togar, please come and sit down. We have to talk to you.
Togar just storms out of the hotel room.
Togar, we're all here because we love you.
We all wrote you these letters.
Guess your tiny hut and let me be in love with my book.
Dear Togar, sometimes it hurts me inside when you go and you dick around and you talk shite to people.
Dear Togar, sometimes it hurts me when you use my tiny hut.
Yes, Togar, the tiny hut is a communal space. Please do not do what you're doing in that corner.
Pretty has to stay inside of the hut.
I can't. I gotta walk away.
See, he really is gonna run out of the hotel room. No, keep walking.
Oh, my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Christ, I need a minute.
My cheeks hurt.
Mine too. I just had a Togar mention.
Well, we know the episode name now.
Yep.
Anybody else want to read their letter to Togar? I had Gritty to read. Anybody else? Christ.
Mine's too long.
God, now we're getting them in stereo.
Oh God.
I never met a free microphone.
Oh my God. I think Togar died.
He's laughing so hard, I think he's coming through on Grimm's mic too.
Oh my God. Jesus. All right, well, that just happened. That whole conversation. Ooh.
That there's canon, folks.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. So anyway, you're in the middle of the fort. It's late afternoon. Where do you guys want to go, and what do you want to do?
Well, it is a moving city, so it's probably best that we don't waste too much time. I know it may not be optimal, but let's talk to the general and see if we can make sure we have safe passage towards wherever the last known spot is for Erzin, and then we can head there.
That
See how much
sounds
we
like a
can make
good
for the rest of the
plan.
day.
Maybe
Yeah.
he has scouts or something that can help us know where the town is headed to.
Yeah, any information they can give us, last known location, where it's heading, all that would be good.
Which direction around the plateau is less crawling with the enemy?
That is also true. All right, let us go find the general. So,
All right, where do you want to go look?
Is there there's a big keep you said kind of in the middle?
Yes.
Okay, start there.
All right, you guys make your way past the hospital, past some other rooms and stuff that look like barracks and stuff. You start making your way to the keep. You can see that it's heavily guarded. There's 4 guards at the gate in not high polished armor, but very good armor. I mean, excellent armor with swords and stuff with their masks down. As you guys approach, they yell halt to you and ask you to state your purpose.
We are here on official business for the Empire. We are looking for General Assard. And I'll be making sure to wear my badge and everything, so it's clearly visible.
The badge doesn't seem to be having any effect on them. Like, piss off, only military personnel here, mate.
Do you happen to know if General Assard is here or where he may be? Not
Okay.
looking for entrant, just looking for the general.
General is where the general needs to be. We don't deal with whatever you are.
All right. Well, let's go find someone more helpful.
They do that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother too much.
All right. Where do you guys want to go next?
The barracks.
There's many barracks. You guys go by. You see that it looks like there's a couple soldiers as you guys make your way around. You see that in the front of one of the barracks. They're very long. This is very organized. And this fortress castle thing is whatever you want to call it is huge. And you see some men like they're in the front there. They've got some of their armor off and stuff. There's a scene where you see one's pulling guard duty at the entrance of the barracks. There's always somebody on guard at each of the barracks that you walk by. They're long, slender, one-story buildings. But you see there's a couple of men. Looks like they're gambling or something in the front. That's the first group you come across. If you want to approach them.
Yeah, I'll approach them. They're just using like gold and stuff, right, as their bids?
It looks like
copper.
silver mainly.
Okay.
Most of the soldiers in the front are paid in smaller coinage. They don't usually carry gold. One, because it's not a good thing. But it looks like they're making small bets of copper, silver, that kind of stuff. Nothing
Okay.
outrageous. And they are playing a game of dice.
Okay. I'll just approach him. Say, excuse me. I apologize for interrupting your game.
You see one of them's a woman with short hair. She's like, "Oh, look at this. Some stranger wants to come into our game. Piss off, tosser."
I don't want to join the game. I'll just add to the pot, but I do need your help.
Oh,
I'm
you
looking
want
for
to add to the
general.
pot, do you? Money first. I'll take a hike.
I'll toss 5 silver into their pot.
Oh, well, the dice are yours. And roll 2d6 for me, Finn.
Okay.
Let's see how well your luck holds out this, stranger.
Five.
All right, roll another 5. You win. Don't, and you lose.
5.
Oh shit!
You see her just give you a sour look. Christ. Take your money.
You can keep it if you can just help me.
She looks at her comrades. Oh, one of them. All right, I'm game. What's your pleasure?
I am looking for General Assard.
Building back there. But you're not going to see him unless you've got the proper military certification.
What would I need to do to get that?
Become a commander in the legions.
Oh,
Captain.
that would be difficult.
Yeah, just a little bit.
What about hold on, just write it. What about Commander Philip?
What about her?
Is she around as well somewhere?
She looks at her friends. They want a meeting with the commander. You see that one start giggling. Sure, just because I'm just dying to see what happens to you. Go around the corner over there, you'll see that the smaller pavilion, like one of the other ones, that's where her command tent is.
Thank you very much. One last question. Are you all familiar with Erzin?
Never heard of it.
Can I do an insight just to see if they're being honest?
Yeah.
No, 9.
No, you can't tell. Hard to read.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time,
Mhm.
and I'll just leave the silver there and
All right.
walk away. And I'll walk in the direction that she said for General.
All right, I guess the rest of you are following along as Balin is gambling and now walking to some strange location.
Hmm.
All right.
We're
Always.
heading towards the command tent.
That might be the best idea. Because I'm sure they got scouts out there that, know where it is.
That is the hope.
All
Well,
right.
I mean, it is also a village. It seems to be in a military alliance with us.
So you guys make your way around the one building, and you can see in the middle of these barracks there is a square building with a kind of like a pyramid shape to the top of it. Um, it looks sturdy, but it's simple. It's very simple. A lot of the stuff you see here is very simple, but efficient in its design. Right? It's built for purpose, not luxury or appearances or anything like you see in Sadash. You would see buildings that are carved intricately. These are not that. These are plain stone walls, plain wood. There's no pretty ornamentation. However, when you get there, you see the guys walk around. You get to the front of this building. You see that there's a standard outside with a couple of flags, smaller flags hanging off of it. The shape of it is of a griffin, a black griffin, and you see Togar sitting there.
Oh, of course, the guards.
Did you say 2 guards or me?
2 guards, not Togar.
Would you guys like another intervention?
God, every episode's gonna be like 8 of them. I'll approach the guards.
Halt!
Excuse. Yes, we would like to speak with Commander Philip.
State your name and purpose.
I am Balin Nightbleeder. I am part of a crew here to chase down a traitor to the Empire.
All right. The other one's kind of like picking his nose a little bit, like, oh god. He goes into the tent, and then you hear a little bit of ruffling and stuff, and then you see coming out of the tent pops up. You see that a woman with a 4-clawed mark down her right face. She's actually a very beautiful woman, half elfin, but her right side of her face has been clawed. Down her right eye is it's kind of got that milky white look to it, when an eye's been damaged and stuff. She has actually strange, it's blonde silver hair. You've never seen anything like it. It's almost, parts of it look platinum, some of it looks silver, some of it looks blonde. She comes walking out. She's just wearing pants, boots. You can see like she's wiping her hands with a cloth, and she comes out and she's like, "My friend here tells me that you are looking for, what is it again? A traitor to the Empire?
That is correct.
And what in the tarnation can I do for you?"
We are trying to head towards Urzen, and
How
being
are
that
you
it's a
now?
moving,
She starts giggling. Good luck with that.
that is what we know. So we were hoping you could maybe help us with any last known locations or where it was last heading. If you had any scouts that seen it,
Do you have any credentials?
I'll show the badge.
That ain't good enough for me, sweetie. I need credentials of who you are.
I'll pull out the letter from the High Priestess.
She'll look it over. Oh, Sadasol, that uppity bitch. Alright, well, looks like official, unofficial business, the kind I hate. Alright, well, I guess I could oblige. I got a few minutes before I have to get changed for my report. She said, "Come to my tent." She opens up the tent. It's a night, our building. She says, "Come on in." So she walks in. You see, it's got a desk. It's got no seating. It's got a big table with a big map on it. And you can see that it's a very close up of where the Rockhard garrison is. And she really, it's all about in this area here near Rockhard garrison. And so she's like, "All right, you've piqued my curiosity. What can I answer for you?"
Do Do you have any last known sighting of where Erzin was or what direction it was heading?
My fine friend, let me tell you, no one has any sights on Erzin. It moves constantly. All we know is that the goblins are, and she starts showing you the map, starts pinging, where I'm pinging is where she's showing them. Last known location, they were up in this area here. They are holding our upper flank, and she starts showing on the map near Rocker Garrison. She's like, the Kryn, if you're heading out there, and God bless you if you are, the Kryn in this area here have pushed our forces to the main trench here. You notice that black sky outside?
I assume I did. So
Yeah, you all saw it.
That's the Kryn heading this way.
Yes, indeed, my fine halfling friend. They have moved up to that point. Reports coming in that heavy losses on both sides, but they are relentless, and they are pushing us up to that point there. If you are going to go that way, you're going to have to probably... There's two routes. You can try to go through their front lines here. I would not recommend that, for that is a poor choice to go. We have excess of 30,000 Kryn soldiers, sorcerers, wizards, all kinds of nasty stuff up in that area. We only have a garrison of 20,000 marching the line. We took heavy losses today, but we're reinforcing this position at the moment. The other one is to cut across up here on this plateau. So it'll be steep and treacherous, but you can make your way over to the other side. That'd be your best bet. No one really does much on the top here. There's really no strategic value or importance on this ridge. The terrain is just not suitable for engagements. Very sharp, very hard rock. It's not flat. It looks flat on here, but that's just not what it's like. It's out of character. Think of like the Dagobah of Lord of the Rings, the very sharp rock, uneven. Yeah, that's what it's like. Small pathways. So it's pretty much unwalkable with many military forces. So that's why this gap is so important. So if you want to make your way there, you can. A small group like yourself probably could traverse it, but be careful. It's very dangerous. And then make your way to the marshes there. But I don't wish that on anybody.
Have you received any word from the goblins on the other side? That is,
we don't deal with them. I mean, the general might know some stuff, but he's not going to give that information to you. All we know is that we are partners in this endeavor in the northern campaign at the moment, and they are holding the Kryn at bay. The reason they haven't taken over in Rockguard Garrison is we've had our allies on the other sides, the dwarves and the goblins, keeping them busy with half their forces maintaining and having to deal with their hit and run tactics, things of that nature.
Are you going to make a report to the general now?
Why?
Well, the man that we're here to apprehend, reason we're here for him is he is actively attempting to splinter the goblin army off from yours.
Okay.
So you may want to just make the general aware of that.
I'm sure the general is quite aware of that. He gets all the intel. We have more pressing concerns at the moment.
Than your right flank being exposed.
Know of 30,000 Kryn about to come down and slaughter all the people. If they break through Rockguard Garrison, we're in trouble. And it's only a matter of days at the way it's going. We have reinforcements coming up, another 40,000 men, but they won't be here for 2 days, so we got to hold out till then.
Seems like we need to take the plateau.
It'll be your best bet. You can get out of the garrison quite easily enough, but after that, it's all on you. I wish you the best of luck. I wish I had resources, but men are dying, women are dying, people are dying every day at the front, and I ain't got time to be trying to help the likes of you. I wish you the success in the name of the Empire, but I got too many young boys and women that that are dying, and I got to take responsibility for them. So you can see my time is diverted in other areas.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate you sharing your information with us.
She kind of relaxes for just a moment. It's like, look, I wish you the best of luck. If I could give you any supplies, help yourself, just go see my quartermaster in the next building across. Any food of that nature.
We appreciate it greatly, and we hope to add to your success
For the Empire.
for the Empire.
Vampire.
As we exit, I'll throw her one of my saved good berries.
She doesn't even reach out to catch it. She just watches it hits the ground. It's like, you've got to be joking me.
Tally ho!
I think, Togar, you are not allowed to talk or throw things at people anymore.
Dear Togar, it really hurts my inside when you throw rotting good berries at people.
I can't. I can't do this.
Every time now it's just Dear Togar.
I can't. I can't.
Dear Togar, we just went over this. I mean, it was a big deal. We all laughed. I mean, come on.
My God, I can so see Hadlin just doing that. Like, Dear Togar, we just went over this.
Yay!
Time to do it again. Everyone, back to your first letters. Start over.
Put the hut up, Critty. Let's do this.
Oh, God.
God.
It's alright, we're all waiting for the Ashira one-shot where it's just her reading her letter of grievances.
Yes.
We ain't got time for that.
It's a 4.5-hour live stream of just
Oh, my
Dear
God.
Togar.
Oh, my God. I can't play right now. It hurts me inside. Oh, God. Ooh.
Oh, man.
This is an emotional episode. It's like the third time I've cried. Okay.
Fuck me. I have a headache. I've been laughing so much and so hard. I have a headache. I have a migraine now. I'm not joking. I have a huge migraine. Oh, God.
Do we need to cut this off early tonight?
Keep it at this pace. Jesus. Oh, my God. I almost passed out. I was laughing so hard. Togar. It hurts me inside. Oh, my God. Oh, that's so stupid. Woo, the damage is strong tonight, boy. Let me tell you. Oh my God. I can't even concentrate now. Oh, God. Oh my God.
Togar has officially derailed us.
Oh my
Forever.
God.
You're welcome.
Oh my God. Woo. Breathe, Ranger, breathe. Jesus Christ. All right. Let's try this again. All right, you guys make your way over to the quartermaster. If you need any like dry rations, things like that, he can help you with that. You know, basic supplies, right? Military stuff.
I mean, we have how much rations do we have?
You have enough rations for like a week or two. You're all carrying dry rations, and you got 2 sandwiches for the next 2 days. They're those delicious Blint sandwiches.
Yeah, that sort of should be fine.
Yeah, I'm okay. I have 10 rations apparently listed because we've been using good berries and stuff, so I haven't really
Yeah.
used any of mine. So
All right. If you guys are good, then it's getting really late in the afternoon after everything transpires. So, do you guys want to head out tonight, or do you want to stay over? What's the plan?
How many days travel is it?
Looking at the map, it's going to take you, because of the terrain so treacherous. One, you have to climb up the side of the ridge, which is treacherous in itself. Then you have to get through the terrain, which can be really dangerous and difficult. And then the other side's for probably about 4 days.
think we
So
all
I'm
have
just going to address the group that because the Kryn are on their way to attack where we are right now, it might be a smarter idea to, instead of waiting until morning, we leave tonight.
the only problem is that if the Kryn manage to get through into Rockguard Garrison, there are a lot more problems. We have to hope that the garrison's able to hold.
If we stay or if we don't stay, that ain't going to make a difference for if this fort holds.
Well, I
only
mean,
problem
we
is
have a
we
mission.
won't be able to
I'm-
get out if it falls. The teleportation circle lies here, so it is
Then we walk back.
meaningless.
But I mean, I'm not here to fight against the Kryn. We're here to go take care of this guy for that. You know, that's our job. Let the soldiers do theirs.
I agree. But do we want to leave in the night? There is the benefit that it gives us some cover, but it's also more dangerous to try and pass this terrain.
Right.
How high is the plateau?
It's a good ways up. I mean, it's a half-day journey up at least. It's not sheer cliff. It's at a 45-degree angle, but it's still it's rough climbing. It's not a picnic.
I would say the probably our best bet.
Got
is we
climbing
go,
gear,
we
right?
get there. We do. We start our way up.
You probably won't need
nightfall,
it for the sides. I mean, you really won't need it for either. I mean, it's just the angle, but it's really when you get to the top, the rocks go up and down, and valleys. It's hard to go. You cannot go in a straight line, so you got to really be on your survival game here to get through these, or you can get lost. It's like a Emon Will is like a from Lord of the Rings. It's like a big maze of razor sharp rocks that are just
I mean, it would totally suck if we did have somebody with like advantage on survival. Oh wait.
Well,
our ranger left.
Somehow our cleric has it.
How many hours of travel could we get in tonight if we left tonight, Ranger? And how far could we get?
You could probably, if you booked it, probably 6 hours. I'd say you can get to the very top of the ridge if you book it on Hall House from this point forward.
And so we wouldn't have to do any climbing tonight, right?
No, you'd have to climb up the side. And when I say climb, you're going up the side of the face. If you look on the map there, you can see when you look at that, it's a 45-degree angle. It's a plateau, right? But it's not a sheer cliff face. Some places it is, almost vertical, but in other places it's not. It's like a giant mountain range was just severed from the top down. So, mountains kind of go up. So you're at the bottom part of the mountain going up. So it's not that bad. It's a climb. You're climbing out in the wilderness.
I'm okay with starting
It's
now.
like those first 5 days on Everest before it turns into the vertical wall of death.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Sherpa appointment for Thursday, so we should leave now.
Well, I agree. I think we should go now. And
I
when
agree.
we do find place to camp, no fires.
No fires.
Use Critty's cool little hut thing.
Well, if you all want to go this evening, then let's go this evening. But naturally, I'm more inclined to make dangerous travels during the night. But we all have dark vision anyway.
Yeah,
That is true.
But the creatures we are fighting fight excessively well at night, or at least the goblins and such as that. They are. It is
That makes
at
a
least
good
a thought.
goblins, drow, they've got the same night vision that really is good.
Exactly.
But we're not traveling really in the night. We're just traveling until the night as far as we can, and then we will stay in the hut.
It'll be
So-
early night, like 9 o'clock by the time you get to if
Yeah.
you leave now to get to the beginning point of that ridge.
Even if worst case scenario, we get to the base of it, we camp out there, then we just start first dawn.
Yeah.
Go straight.
Either
up.
way, we should start moving now. I think
We
that's-
start fresh and spunky in the morning. Let's start now.
All right.
All right, let's start.
Okay, then let's go.
All right. You guys make your way out. You guys get to the front of the gate. You guys are given to a side gate. As you can see, these walls are huge. This is a big, as you get closer to it, it is impressive. They're stone walls, and they were built probably through magical means. And as you guys get out, there's a pathway. You're not even going out the front gate. You're going out a side gate that's used just for small groups, things of that nature.
They're scouts,
on the
probably.
yeah. So you guys go through another gate on the other opposite end, the east end of the fortress. You guys are escorted through, and you go out, and you can see as you come out, it's a small opening in the palisade. You can only go through one at a time. When you guys look back, and you can see the fortress, the wall has 3 pits lined up with stakes on each side, and they're curved. So the way it is, it goes up and then it goes flat down, and then there's a big pit, and then it goes up, and then it goes to the top with stakes and goes flat down. And what it does is it creates a killing field, and you can see in the pits, the smell hits you guys as soon as you get out there that this base has been attacked recently. You can see that there is rotting dead bodies that have not completely burned, right? Because usually they try to take care of it, of bugbears, goblins. You don't see any drow, but you see all kinds of other. You see a minotaur skull that's rotting with flies flying all over it and stuff. With arrows, some are, cut in half, some are, it's pretty bad. A lot of it's been burned. You can see that they go through and burn the bodies instantly with flame spells and stuff to keep the trench clear, but there's only so much the fire can do, but you can see bones scattered everywhere. And not the first pit so much, it's when you get to the second pit as you guys are going through, and the third one especially, because that's where you can see arrows in the ground and stuff like that are like have been burned, where you can see just some of the shafts sticking out, but that were burned away from fire as they cleansed the area. As you guys get past that, you can see that the land is, as you go you make your way, you can see the ridge a ways off. You guys are walking, and on the side, the terrain is very, it's very, how can I describe it? It's like Colorado. On the plains, it's very flat. There's a few brushes here and there, no trees whatsoever. You can see there's some kind of what could be a forest on your left to the north. That could be where there's some wooded areas. This is more brushy. This is more flat, plainsy kind of ground. It's
Rocky Mountain High.
Yeah. The wind here is awful. It's biting. It is very cold. You guys you do have winter clothes that you guys have, but it is still cold. You can feel it through your clothes. It's not raining, but there's no sunshine. And you guys, as you walk out, can see the stark difference from where the darkness is, and you can see it's probably 2 days away, looks like, but since it's so up in the sky, you can see the stark contrast as you guys are walking between the really dark, thick layer of whatever smoke clouds there is, and then the normal clouds in this area. It's permanent, it looks like, and it's dreary, but you can see that's where the Kryn are right now. So you guys make your way up. Who is leading the party?
I guess that would be me.
All right.
Try to keep up. We gotta rock and roll.
Show us the best path, and we will.
That'd be a 20.
Yeah, you. It's not hard to see where you're going. You're going in a you're going straight east. As you're making your way through Drum, you can kind of tell the direction you want to go. It's not that hard, even though there's no sun. You still have a really good sense of direction, right? We're used to being out in the woods, so you're able to get your party there. So about 3 hours, you finally get to the beginning you see this rise starting to go up to these, looks like daggers coming out of the top there. It doesn't look excessively pretty, but looking over the terrain, you think this will be the best way up. So everybody starts making their way up, everybody make an athletics or acrobatics check, please.
Now the fun starts.
Ninja Hadlin.
Right?
Yeah, I
Of
rolled
all-
a 3.
yeah.
Wow.
Hadlin is the dominator. The rest of us all and
Who
Reed.
do you want me to carry?
So, Reed and Hadlin, you have no problems whatsoever. The rest of you guys are really struggling. It really slows you down, mainly because the ground is loose. The terrain is in such that whatever happened in the past, the topography of this area, the rocks are really loose. So every time you step, it's like stepping in kind of like loose concrete, dry concrete, and your feet roll and stuff, and you land up with your hands, falling on the ground, trying to hold yourself up and having to pick yourself up. It's really slow going, and because so many of you guys are struggling, it takes you guys. You're still not at the top by the time night hits. You still have a little ways to go. Drum, that's going to take another probably 2 hours for you guys to get to the top. But eventually you do make it, but it delayed you guys. So it's like 10 o'clock at night by the time you guys get to the top. And you guys are exhausted.
Start looking for a good camping spot.
Yeah, you're able to spot one out. I'm not going to have you roll the survival checks. You did the first one. You find a small little area. There are little areas that you're looking at these rocks and stuff, and it's pretty potent. It's not fun. So, but you are able to find a nice spot on the very top, just a small little alcove where you guys can put up the thing and put up the enclosure.
Now this spot should do fine. Hey, Critty, come here and work your magic, babe.
Okay, I will cast Tiny Hut, and I will make it pleasant and not smelling bad inside.
All right. So you guys do that. Who's pulling what shifts for guard duty?
I'll do first.
I'll take first. Oh,
I'll go with Togar for first.
BFF.
Mhm.
I'll take second shift.
Everybody speaks up after Togar volunteers.
I guess I'll take third shift.
And last.
I'll take fourth if that's what, or go wherever I need.
All right. So who's pulling first shift?
Me and Togar.
All right. You guys are up. Make your perception checks. It is starting to get, it gets dark here quick. It is extremely dark. You have no light source. There's no fire. You guys are cold. Now the wind has been cut because you get little brisk of wind that kind of makes you go, oh, but the wind, because now that you're out of the.
Do we get
open
that
air.
in the hut?
If you're staying in the hut, yes. If you're going outside the hut, that's what you're feeling.
No. I'm staying in the hut and just guarding and looking through the hut to see if anything is. I'm not leaving it.
Okay. So
Yeah, we can pull watch in the hut, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys wanted to
Oh,
pull
yeah,
it
yeah,
outside.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope. Not going out.
Okay, so you guys are awake. If you guys want to have a little talk, you can. Everyone's sleeping.
No, I'll be quiet.
I think we're exhausted.
Yeah.
All right. Make perception checks. Okay. Togar, you're kind of on top of it. Valen, you're
Mhm.
But,
I'm so exhausted.
yeah. But you guys don't see anything. I mean, it's really. It's not like you can see that far because you're in the kind of this little outcropping of these rocks around you and stuff. So, all right. You wake up the next shift. Who's next?
That's me.
All right. Make your perception check.
8.
Hey, you just you're not feeling it tonight, Reed. You're not doing a good job, buddy. But luckily nothing happens. Next person.
I think that was me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hadlin, you do a good job. But nothing happens on your watch. And then next, who's the fourth shift?
I think that was Drum.
Yep, that would be me. If I could find perception. There it is. Natural 20.
Nice.
Yeah, you're well aware of your surroundings, Drum. I mean, you're getting accustomed to this. Nothing really happens. You guys wake up in the morning. There's no fire. As soon as the hut goes down, it is starting. You notice you can't really tell because of the hut and the magical properties of it, right? It looks like a rock on the outside because Curdy can make it look whatever she wants. In the inside, it's nice, it's dry, it's comfortable. As soon as that thing goes down, once you guys are ready, it disappears. You guys are getting pelted by cold rain. It is absolutely miserable, and it's Drom, that is going to make it exceptionally difficult to make passing through the terrain today because slippery rocks just make it, it's going to suck.
But I'm so acrobatical.
All right, Drom, roll your survival.
And away we go.
All right, you are able to put out a good path. You're able to, I mean, you go up a rock, you look around, you're able to keep your bearings through this. Now, everybody make athletic acrobatics checks for me, please, with disadvantage because it is pouring frickin' rain.
Who had the strong, like the most difficult time last time, Ranger Roland?
Oh, I don't know.
Me and Balin got 6s. We were the bottoms.
Yep.
Okay, so Togar, I'll say, Togar, I don't know if you were paying attention to how I was climbing up the mountain, but if you watched how I kept a wide base with my legs and kind of walked, so I think you could kind of do that as well, and it might help you, kind of keep better footing and you get guidance.
All right, so looking at it, Drum, you did well. Ray, you did solid. Creddy, nope. Sure, nope. Balin, nope. Oh boy. Yeah, you guys lose time again today. It is slow going. It is raining. The rock is slippery. You guys are falling. Balin, Ashira, Critty, you take 2 points of damage just from cuts and falls from just the rocks and stuff. So, ouchie. It's just jagged rocks, everything like that. So, you guys only get to about halfway through this for the entire day. Eventually, by the time night comes around, it starts loosening up with the rain. But you can hear the wind blowing now after the rain passes. The wind, it wasn't so bad when you guys were in the lower parts of the rocks, but as you guys are going around and away, you can feel the wind up top just pelting that rain against you. So by the end of the day, you guys are cold, you're miserable. Some of you are cut to shreds on your hands and stuff from the rocks. So you guys are pretty miserable at the moment.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I am going to break out my shawm and start playing a ditty for my group.
Can I do just a regular medical check to patch people up?
I mean,
I will slap Togar in the back of the head.
Okay.
And then take the
right.
ring off the top of his sham and say, "We're very close to enemy lines with dark elves. They have very good hearing, and I like killing people."
Yeah, wait until we're in the hut to do that.
Yeah.
So you're not inspired.
No. When you look
I'm
everybody over,
inspired to not die.
yeah. So you find a little place. You did a really good job, Drum. Finding a place. You find a place. Critty puts up the hut. You guys are exhausted. You check on everybody, Drum. They're, other than a little just wear and tear, little cuts, bruising, things of that nature, they're fine. A little bit of rest is all they need, but they'll be fine. It's nice and warm in here. You guys get out of the rain. You're able to eat a meal, one of the sandwiches as you want, and feel better.
I'm going to give myself a pep talk to inspire myself for tomorrow. Hope that I can do better with my athletics. You can do it, Critty. You can climb this hill.
You guys all hear Critty giving herself the pep talk.
I had a question about that. Could I get away, would an athletics check be considered like a strength check?
The strength. This is strength based
Based off
ability
strength.
check.
Yeah, it's based off.
Well, I'm
strength.
asking because I do have a spell that gives people advantage on, their stat checks. But would that affect skill checks?
No.
No. Okay.
All right. So, if you guys want to have a conversation right now before you guys go to sleep in full guard, you can. It's up to you.
I'm gonna
I'll give
spend an
Togar back
hour
to read.
before bed reading my gobbledygook book.
Yeah,
Fine.
as tired as you are, you only get through a few pages before you want to go to sleep. You're that tired, Critty.
Cool.
Anybody else want to have a talk or anything before we move on?
Freaking pass out.
Everybody is pooped.
No, I assume he's passing out, and I'm gonna be up for the first watch. So.
All right. Anybody pulling it with you, or you're just doing it yourself?
Well, it was supposed to be Togar, but Togar passed out, so
Yeah.
I think it's just me.
So Tugger just passed out. Go ahead and roll your perception check.
I got smacked in the back of my head. It had like consequences. It put me to sleep.
Yeah, Braylon, as tired as you are, you stay awake. You're alert. It's more because the soreness from doing this. This is really, really tough terrain.
See, all that work with the rock paid off.
He doesn't think so right now, as sore as he is. All right, so yeah, you do a good job. Nothing happens.
Okay, I'll wake up the next one.
I'll go ahead and take second watch.
All right, John.
I was going to take it again.
All right, then whoever it is, roll.
Well, then I guess it's the two of us. Then there, Reed.
That sounds fair. Want to
Well-
roll with advantage or both of us roll?
I
What do you
don't
want?
care. Whatever you guys want to do.
Go ahead and do it with advantage, Reed.
All right. 20.
They do a great job, but you don't see anything. John's picked a really good spot out of the wind, in between some rocks and stuff. I mean, even if someone walked up on you, you know how Critty's hut works. I mean, yeah, you guys should be safe, but you still want to be on the lookout. You never know. You never know. If you guys want to talk, you can. If not, we'll move on.
Not really.
So you guys just kind of give nods.
Let's get out of this blasted weather.
Let's get off of this blasted
Yes.
plateau.
Yeah, the sooner we get off this thing, the better.
Uh-huh.
All right. Who's next?
I'll take next.
All right, Sherry, you take the next watch. Go ahead and make your roll.
What am I rolling again?
Perception.
Perception?
Yeah, you did a good job. As tired as you are, exhausted as you are, sore as you are, nothing really happens. All right, and who's pulling the last watch?
Hadlin?
Yeah, I can do it.
All right, Helen, you wake up.
Holy crap.
Yeah, you hear nothing,
Wow.
but you are as alert as you ever have been in your life, Helen. I mean, you're so alert, you're hearing the bugs and things, creeper crawlies out in the rocks. If there's any life out here, it's small. But yeah, nothing happens. So you guys wake up the next morning. You guys are sore, but the rain has stopped. It's still overcast skies. But you guys, it's there's no more rain. The wind is not as bad as it was the day before either. So, everybody, first of all, Drum, make your survival check.
Okay, here we go. There it is. Not so good this morning.
That's decent enough to get to where you need to be. I mean, you're tired, you're exhausted, but you persevere a little bit. Just pride really driving you forward, not to get lost, because you know if you get lost here, you're in a world of hurt. But you are able to keep straight for the most part. I mean, to keep to where you need to go, figuring out where you need to walk and stuff. All right, everybody, make your athletics and acrobatics checks.
Just straight this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Finally.
Oh, good lord.
That was a good
That
pep talk.
really worked.
That looks like
Right.
most of us are like, oh.
I got above a 10. That's high for me.
Well, you rolled a 10.
Sherry, did you roll? I don't see your roll.
I pushed the button. It did not happen. Hold on.
Hold on. Let's wait. See what happens. There we go.
Hey!
Oh, wow.
You rolled real well.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jasa. Jasa just gifted a tier 1 sub to EXO.
Hey, there we go.
Nice.
Thank you, Jason.
Great job. Did a great job. You worked hard. Did a great job. Did a great job. Let's see. All right. Better than you did before, but still a few people with bumps and bruises, falls, things of that nature. So, unfortunately.
Well, it's a good thing that we're up on the plateau. At least we'll have a bird's eye view of where that darn turtle is.
Yeah. I'm just checking some stuff here. All right, based off what you guys rolled and stuff, you are able to get to you do get to the other side right here, putting it on the map. But it's nighttime by the time you get there, unfortunately.
Any sign if we look out in the distance, kind of what Drums was just saying, that we can see kind of lights from a city or something that's moving?
Nothing. All you see is a forest canopy of stuff.
Okay.
So you'll have to wait till tomorrow to...
Nice. Escape Podcast just gifted a tier 1 sub to Riki P. Thank
Hey,
you, Paul.
there
Nice.
you
Thank
go.
you, Paul. Okay.
You can call me out. All right. So you guys set up your camp.
Well, I was wondering, is there a way we can skirt around the top edge? Go further south, or are we done for the night?
You're done for the night. If you want to do it, you can traverse through the night, but it's going to take you a few hours, minimum. Plus, it'll be very treacherous going down. So you think it's better just to rest?
I'm not talking about going down. I mean, just walk along the ridge line further south, so we could possibly get a better view of maybe where
the view's not going to change.
this thing is in the morning.
You're not going to see it.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, it's not that big. Jesus. A giant mountains you see moving in the distance. You go, oh, there it is. It's a tortoise, not a volcano. Okay? Can we see it? Yeah, you see a giant turtle right there in the middle of the screen, right about right here. He's just chilling there eating some good vegetation.
Hey, you never know where those giant tortoises are.
Yeah, those giant tortoises, there's pretty spectacular.
They're very stealthy. You never know.
Sure are there, buddy. All right. All right. So that being said, I think you guys get to that point. You guys do your rest. We're gonna take a break here because we've been at it for 2.5 hours. I need to get some relief. My head. This laughter is making me. I seriously have a migraine. This is got about 30 more minutes in me. I've never laughed so hard. You guys are mentally damaged. Seriously. So
you know what? I'm just gonna end it on this. Dear Togar, it hurts me when you fall asleep when we're supposed to be on watch together.
Well, I mean, writing his book is taxing. I mean, the creative juices that it takes for that, amongst other things.
We're trying to protect the entire group, and you just...
It is draining, I'll tell you that.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The name of this episode is Dear Togar, it hurts me.
Dear Togar.
Dear Togar, it hurts me.
Dot.
It hurts me on the inside.
Oh god, yeah, I get it. My head hurts too much. You guys have done
Dear
it.
Togar, it hurts me on the inside when you fall asleep in Critty Smut Hut. Don't go to the party, Sam.
Wow.
Critty, you're muted.
Makes it that.
Is that our personalization now? Are we calling it Critty Smut Hut now? So the tiny
Yeah,
hut?
I feel like we can franchise that.
We've homebrewed that. It's Critty Smut Hut.
No, my tiny hut is a safe place.
Supposed to
Exactly.
be.
And the reason that it's a safe place is there is a separate cubicle with a big T on the door.
All
Oh my
right.
god, she needs a mansion. She needs to create the mansion and just give Togar his own room now. That
We
has to
don't
be-
kink shame in Wildemount, okay?
Who's Bruce? Oh,
Bruce the Raven.
oh
Raven.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Raven?
No one's called him that, so I was like, wait,
I'm not
who's
calling him. I'm not calling him into like this craziness.
Did,
Bruce?
I'm not.
Wait, what?
did you want him to do? Should we?
I don't know what he's gonna do, and we have to do this like not right now anyway.
I think that'll
I
be
think
something
she
we
was
do in the
asking
morning.
if Bruce could like fly reconnaissance for us, maybe.
I know, but the area is so huge. Like, where is he gonna go? The problem is we have no idea where Urzen is. So literally just gonna
Oh
be
my
like
God.
fly around until you find something and then come back.
Finn, do you see Ziglet's message
I
in
saw
the
what
chat?
Ziglet said.
I didn't see it. What does it say?
It
It's
said, "Please,
Balin.
Balin, show us on this doll where Togar hurt you."
So do you have to rip the doll open and show me inside?
Yeah, oh, God. All right, we're taking a break. We're gonna go on the break. We'll be back in about 11 minutes. See you then.
Hey everyone, Finity from Reality Skewed Gamers here, and I wanted to take a minute to thank every one of our fan and viewers out there for showing your love and support for RSG. Now, how can you continue to show your love and support for RSG? Well, first off, a simple thing, head on to our Discord, a growing community of gamers. Great place for you. So if you're not on our Discord already, !Discord in chat will give you the link to join our Discord. And if you want to show your support for RSG as well, Twitch provides a lot of different ways where you can do that. Now, not only can you donate bits, and there's also a link down below for our stream elements where you can donate directly, but of course, Twitch provides the options for giving us your subscriptions. Now, we always appreciate all of our fans for subscribing, and of course, those that use your Twitch Prime on our channel, because we know you only get one of those, so spending it on RSG is a big deal, and we always appreciate it. And if you want to help others also to experience the true nature of RSG, you can also gift a sub to anyone in the chat as well. And for those of you that are Twitch Prime members, if you've given it to us before, we would always appreciate to get it again, but Twitch Prime does require you to do it each month. So if you haven't renewed your Twitch Prime already, whether you give it to RSG or another content creator, make sure you use that Twitch Prime, because that is a handy resource to help all content creators. RSG would not be here if it was not for all of the support from our viewers, and we hope to continue growing our channel and our charity efforts with your help. So for that, I, Infinity with Reality Skewed Gamers, want to thank everyone out there and, of course, show you our love. So what I wanted to go over with you guys today is some of the artwork that you see in our D&D streams. You may have seen some of the artwork here done by the awesome Silverbolt from the community, and he has drawn all of the characters for this D&D campaign. But you really just see them in our little zoom windows, which is a little bit small, so I wanted to show these in full size so you could see some of the intricate details that he did put together. So, this character is the one that you may recognize as being played by Jaisa BM, and this is Alunath. She is a half-elf ranger, and you can see a lot of the details here with the use of her longbow, the sword that is kind of on her side there, and of course, the awesome little headband that Jaisa also wears on the stream as she plays her character. Next up is Ashira. Ashira is played by Gera Aurelios, and she is a warlock that is an Aasimar. Now, if you're not familiar with Aasimars, Aasimars are a really cool race in general. They are basically effectively Fallens of Celestials, so they have some really cool tricks. So hopefully we'll see whether or not Gera uses this and shows them to the members of the party. But she is a warlock, and this is a really cool, you can see that one of the key things about this, which was really cool because it was just the general concept, she has a crowbar on her back. Now, this was a really fun thing in the character development, and Gera really wanted to make sure that the crowbar was there, and Silverbolt did a great job of including it. The next one we have is Balin. That is my character. He is a human sorcerer. Now, he has some special abilities, and you guys will hopefully be able to see some of those as we progress, but you notice something very specific about this You may not realize it, so I'm going to point out some of the little details here that are very easy to miss. One of them is that his left hand is the one that is glowing with the energy. Keep that in mind as you see my character doing certain things, but it is relevant and Silverbolt did a great job of capturing it. The other part is that the tips of his hair up top are green except for a ponytail that you can see coming off the right side of his head, which is black. Now, there is some significance for that. At some point, you may or may not find out about it. We'll see when the characters get into that part of the history, but there are some really intricate details that Silverbolt did include. The next one is Dromzel. Now, Dromzel is a orc cleric played by Grim, and you can see a lot of cool things about here. Of course, the metal armor, the great sword, and of course, the fire in his hand. Now, he is a cleric, but he does have some magic abilities, including things like Sacred Flame and other spells that can be cast by a cleric. So Grim is going to be there. You can see him as the massive orc. So make sure you watch for this character as well. The next one is Hadalin. Hadalin is our pipe-smoking dwarf fighter. He's a sword and board dwarf. You see it now with the axe, with the shield. You would have seen it in the combat here that we just had. And this is Corinth's character. Now, Hadalin is kind of that cantankerous dwarf. He is not the most charismatic of folks, but he is there with the party trying to help them survive and effectively babysitting us, as you kind of have seen. The next one is Reed. Speaking of babysitting, he is the closest equivalent looking to a baby. I know it came up in the second episode about how his height is about the same as a child. Reed is a halfling rogue. He is our stealth expert here. He is our rogue, which if you guys are familiar with rogues, they are the skill monkeys, and this is played by Johnny Moe. Now, the skill monkey is one that has a whole bunch of skills, and we will see all of the abilities that Reed has throughout this campaign. And then last but not least, our over-the-top dragonborn bard, Togar, played by Bad Rongo, or as some people in the community like to call him, Bard Rongo. He is a flute-playing dragonborn. You'll notice some little things about him. His appearance is that of a dragonborn, but there's certain features that make him a little bit smaller looking, and that is because his history makes him the runt of the dragonborn litter, so to speak. And Silverbolt did a great job of capturing some of these details. So these are some of the drawings that you guys can see in greater picture now. Thanks a lot to Silverbolt for drawing these. I hope you guys kind of like seeing this artwork up close and you enjoy it. We're getting ready for the second half here, but here's one more announcement before we kick it off. As we get ready to start again, I wanted to thank all of our viewers out there, especially the new ones, for of course watching the RSG channel. Now, for those of you that are new here, RSG is a very professional gaming channel, and we are here to provide you quality content. And so I wanted to give you a little bit of a rundown of everything that RSG covers regularly. So from Mondays to Fridays during the 12 o'clock Eastern Time hour, we have on YouTube a live stream that we call the RSG Lunch Hour. Now, this is there to get you through the doldrums of the day, largely covers Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes as our primary game, but we talk about anything and everything for you. Now, on Mondays, we do have Marbles Monday. Now, Marbles is a fun, interactive Twitch game that if you are not familiar with, is really, really fun. And the way we do it at RSG is always a little bit different than the normal play. So please come out on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and join us for Marbles on Stream. On Tuesday nights, we have our Don't Starve Together Tuesdays. And it's just what it sounds like, Don't Starve Together on Tuesday nights. And that's what we do at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with a great group of friends from the community. On Wednesday nights on YouTube at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is our longest running Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live stream, which covers the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes game. It is the longest running live stream in the galaxy for the game. So if you guys are interested in that or just want to check out what the game is about, make sure to head to that on our YouTube channel. On Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we have coverage of State of Survival, another mobile app game And so if you guys are interested in fighting zombies and surviving the apocalypse, make sure you check that out on YouTube. At 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays, we have Jedi Academy. Jedi Academy is a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes based stream. It's a pure question and answer stream done and hosted by RSG with a great group of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes content creators there to answer questions for the community for about 2 hours. So if you want to have your questions answered about this mobile game, head to our channel on YouTube on 10 a.m. Eastern Time and make sure that you are there to get your questions answered. On Twitch at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we have our D&D campaign right here. You guys are watching that now, and we really appreciate it and hope you guys are enjoying it, and we will continue to do this at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, we have our Star Wars Dungeons & Dragons campaign. That's right, 2 Dungeons & Dragons campaign, our regular, normal D&D 5e on Saturdays, and Star Wars on YouTube. So make sure you check that out as well. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch, we have our Sunday Night Gaming. Now, this is where we will rotate different games and just have fun with a group from the RSG community, and of course with you guys in chat. Some will be interactive, some will just be fun, some will be ridiculous. But even beyond all of these, from a Monday to Sunday schedule, we will have random streams throughout the week, both on YouTube and on Twitch. So make sure that while you guys are here on Twitch, you hit that follow button so you can get notified whenever we go live. And with that, we're about to get started here with our Dungeons & Dragons stream. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little break, taken some time off, and get ready for the second half of the campaign. And on that note, I am Infinity with Reality Skewed Gamers. Thank you guys for watching and hope you enjoy the second half.
And welcome back. All right. I've taken some leave and stuff, but my head is killing me. So we're going to kind of get things to where we can wrap them up because these bastards have done this to me. Oh, boy, oh, boy. All right. So it's the start of the new day. You guys wake up. Someone said something about Bruce earlier. Did you guys want to call Bruce or anything?
Not right now. I'm not.
Sure.
I think a bird's eye view might help here.
It's up to you guys. Sure, it's up to you.
But where exactly are we going to get him to view?
We can also summon, if Drum wants to summon Bruce, he's of the Raven Queen, so he can summon Bruce.
Oh.
Do we know where we want him to scout, though? It's a very large area. We have no idea where it is.
Better to start sooner than later?
I guess that's true.
Well, if we know that the goblins have been going and holding the flank, I would think they're probably closer to where the enemy army is. So it's probably not a bad idea if he sort of flies straight out and then maybe circles north, comes back to us, lets us know if he saw anything.
So tell him to go scouting for a giant turtle. We better have something more than crackers for him.
I think he said he liked fruit too.
Togar, do you happen to have any good berries?
I have 2 good berries left.
Maybe he'll like the good berries.
Bird, maybe he likes worms or bugs or something.
He is more sophisticated.
Like him a high-end
Yeah, maybe
bug.
he likes sweet thins.
Sweet thins? I mean, we could try.
Come on,
So
stop green screening me. There we go. Nope. Oh, there we
It's
go.
trying to tell you wheat thins don't exist. Grim is trying to tell you.
So
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and call on Bruce.
who's calling him?
I guess I am.
All right. You say your prayer. You have to say a prayer to the Raven Queen to summon him. But this is what he kind of told you 3 of how it works. You have to say a prayer in honor of the Raven Queen and then call him by name now that you've named him and that he would come. And sure enough, as soon as you do, you start hearing squawk and the rest of you guys hear it. And you hear this raven come flying in. He leans on your shoulder. He's like, "My God in heaven, boy! I tell you what a crappy day. That wind is something else. I mean, I lost some feathers, I think, trying to get through that gale. Holy moly! Drum, you don't really call me that much, so I was actually surprised to hear it was you calling my services. What a great day, except for flying. Holy God. What in God-forsaken land have you brought me to there, buddy?"
Well, unfortunately, we got some more flying for you to do.
Well,
I mean, if you're up for it.
I
We'll give you
guess.
crackers.
See, that's the way to a male raven's heart is through his stomach. Sherry gets it because she's a woman. You suck, John, because you didn't think of it.
Well, then let's fix that problem. So I reach in my pack and grab some.
That's what I'm talking about. Bribery to the finest. All right. All right, I can fly, but what am I flying around for?
Well, we're looking for a giant tortoise with like what looks like a city on its back.
No, what am I really flying for?
Exactly. You're
Are
gonna
you
scout
messing
for
with
us?
me?
Not this time. I wish I was, but then again, I
okay.
also wish we weren't in this weather.
That makes two of us, my friend. What a great thing to ask me. All right. Well, I'm not quite sure what you want me to do. Where is this supposedly giant walking village on the tortoise supposed to be?
No,
Give me a direction.
I'll go over to the side of the plateau and give him an idea of point out along the valley down there where we'd like him to look.
All right. Well, I'll go check it out. If I find anything, I'll come back and let you know. Probably a day or two.
Yeah, start towards the northeast. There seem to be some goblins there. That might be a better starting point.
That's right. Okay. Anything else?
Just be careful. There's a lot of activity here. A lot of enemies.
Yeah, I was flying around earlier. It looks like there's a big war going on. I don't want to get in the middle of that.
Yeah, neither do we.
Yeah, these things happen. You humans are kind of strange in your wars. All right. I'm off. Have a great day. Also, I'd just like to say, tell Togar I said it hurts me inside whenever I look at him. And he flies off.
And yes, I laugh like that. He says that.
Oh my god, we got Bruce joining in.
Oh my goodness.
He comes back. No, I really mean it. Every time I look at that scaly bastard, it just makes me feel like I've committed some crime.
You missed it earlier where he was playing around with his vomit.
That makes total sense. He looks like he's kind of an idiot. The village idiot, Togar. He'll hurt you in the inside. All right, I'm about to find this tortoise with the village on it. Kind of fascinating. I've not seen one of those before. I'm going to check it out.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
All right, Bruce takes off. So you guys are right there on the edge there. Make a survival check. Start off the day there for me, please, Drom.
Right. This should be good. Hopefully. 19.
That'll work. All right, everybody make athletics or acrobatics checks to get your ass down the side of this ravine. Yeah, for the most part, you guys do a pretty solid job. And Ashira, Balin, you guys kind of struggled down, but with the help of the others, you're able to actually, in decent time, get down. Now, when you get to the bottom of this side, unlike the other, which was a flat Colorado Plains kind of thing that we described before, this is rocky, and then it starts getting to, like, you can see the trees in front of you. First thing that hits you is the smell. Marsh. You've smelt it before because you've been near the other marsh when you're on your way to Hupperdook. Smell the marsh, this boggy kind of thing. It is putrid. It is stale water that has been sitting there for ages. Doesn't really have a place to drain, so it's some places. Drum, you got your work cut out for you because as you make your way down, it's half day, you're mid afternoon when you get to this point. When you get to where you see, you're going to have to plot out the course. So if you do poorly on your survival checks, that could be really bad because you have to look for the places of higher ground, because if not, you're going to be walking through, and even then you may not get a chance. It's going to be you guys are already the top of your ankles. It's mucky. It's as you walk along, it's really nasty stuff.
Roll well or the rogue drowns.
Definitely using guidance on myself this time. Here we go.
Good luck.
And guidance is a D4. 21.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah, this is I didn't figure this out.
It's slow going.
It's bad.
Marsha.
I mean, the rank odors of the marsh mingle with kind of the musty aroma of a fleet of gargantuan. You guys can smell everything. Reptiles. It's pretty bad. It's horrible. I mean, you guys are miserable. You guys are up to your knees in muck as you guys walk through. You're not seeing anything but trees and gunk and trees. Now, it's not that windy here, but it's still cold, but it's not as cold as it was on the other side. You got to think that because of the mountains and that kind of plateau and stuff, that in this lower area, a lot of the wind goes to the top. It means a little bit wind here and there, but it's pretty much cold, mucky, poopy, nasty. You guys do not get very far. In fact, you guys get to about there. That's how slow going this is.
I'm just wondering if we're going to run across Artax and Atreyu.
Don't you put that on me. Don't you put that poison on me.
In some places, the bog water in the marsh is a foot or a couple inches to your ankles. Some it's like a foot to 2 foot where it's almost at your knees. That's how bad this is. This is really bad for you, Reed.
Yeah.
I mean, this is up to your...
I'm just swimming. It's chest high.
You guys have to actually carry Reed across certain places, Drom, because this is how bad it is.
Hop on the shoulders, Reed. It'll be easier this way.
Thank you.
All right, you guys make another survival check.
I find a place for camp. That's
yeah. You're looking for a dry place. You guys have had enough of this shit.
I'm gonna try. Can I use guidance again?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, God, need it this time. There we go.
I can
19.
help with some of that.
Okay, 4. All right. So you guys, all right, good job, Drop. You're able to find a kind of a dry patch of a little bit of an open area, a little bit of a hilly kind of part inside this place. Not ideal, but it's dry. You guys set up your hut, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Drom, you do let everybody know, because you are the survival person, you would know this, that you're going to have to leave your boots on the outside because they need to dry, for one, and 2, you know that if you don't, bad things can happen.
You end up getting trench foot.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a fun thing.
Um.
So we need to find a good place to hide them.
Well,
So,
let me ask something, Ranger. Would I be able to use shape water to drain the water out of the shoes and just move them into a different location?
That's too
before we bring
not through material like that.
Okay.
So you
we'll
guys
need a
peel
place
off.
to hide them, though. So
Yeah. I mean,
Find some
you could
bushes,
put them
maybe?
inside, but they're going to need to dry. They'll have to be in the middle of this hut. I mean,
well, we can get away with a fire in the hut, right?
no.
No.
So they can't see inside the hut, right?
They can't see inside the hut, but there's no way for the smoke to get out.
That's a good point.
But the atmosphere inside is comfortable and dry, regardless of the weather.
Mhm.
So we don't need.
Yeah, but
a
the
fire,
shoes come in wet.
So I have
They'll dry the yeah, you can use prestidigitation to move mud if you guys want to and stuff.
I can cast prestidigitation a bunch of times and clean all of our gear.
Yeah, you can do that and get the gunk
Okay.
off it, and
Yeah, that would be better.
and they'll dry and just as much as they were on the outside. I'm just saying, that you guys have to each night you have to have your feet have to get dry, because if not, it'll lead to bad things. And just being wet in this marsh could lead to bad things. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I can also, using that spell, warm up non-living material for an hour. So if it was something like they were cold and gross, now they're fine.
Prestidigitation is such a nice spell. Glad somebody has it.
I'll ask you, Critty, if you can dry off most of my clothes. I don't wear shoes, so I'm not too worried about that. But
I gotcha.
thank you.
While I'm cleaning literally everything that we own, I'm going to give Balin a pep talk so that he does better on his acrobatics for the next day.
All right. Okay.
My bardic inspiration takes the form of pep talks.
I will take it.
You can do it, Balin.
I am not the most fleet of foot. I hope so. That's a D6, by the way? Or is it a D8 now for you guys?
I don't recall.
I think it's still a D6.
That's a D8.
I think it's... Yours is a D8? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1d8 now.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh, it went up this last level?
When we hit level 5.
Yeah.
Nice.
I too am going to give myself a little bit of a pep talk. Tell myself I'm as good as Monk. I'm smart enough. And damn it, I'm going to make this walk without cutting my hands up again. These are my delicate Sean hands.
All right. Who's pulling what guard?
I'll go first again.
Okay.
I'll go first with Balin.
I'll take second.
I'll go second as well.
Take the third.
Okay, we use Hadlin. Yeah. Nope.
Well, at least one of you is perceptive.
Yeah, the one time I was doing it alone, at least I rolled well, and then with Togar I haven't, but Togar did well, so.
Yeah, all the other times, I want you to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nothing. You don't really see anything. Togar, you do a good job. So, yeah.
All right.
Okay. Wake up the next group.
Go wake up the next one.
All right.
I'll perception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you both are pretty aware. Pretty much going to go around your surroundings. Quiet. It's just lots of night bugs and stuff like that. But I mean, nothing happens on your shift either. Okay. Next group or person.
And here we go. I'm very perceptive.
Yeah,
Nice.
you really are, but nothing happens. All right, next person.
I think, is that me now or no?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's
Whoever
you.
the next person is.
Nice.
All right.
And all of us are pretty perceptive
You
this
guys
time
did,
around.
but you guys wake up the next morning. You put on your dry boots. You're on this little small hill. Hut goes down. It's a little bit warmer today. It's not as bad as it was yesterday. The air seems a little drier. But you guys start mucking your way through again. Make your survival check.
Okay. Here we go again. Ew, might need that guidance. Well, 17.
That's a good. You actually do better today. Drom's able to actually get you guys in a really good position where you're not. It's still wet, but it's still not as bad as it was before. Drom, roll me a d8.
I'd be a 5.
Hadelin, make a perception check.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You don't see anything. All right, roll again. A d8 for you, Drom.
I'd be a 6.
Critty, make a perception check. All right, you didn't really play, Highland. You're just trying to get through with this heavy armor and stuff. Critty, you kind of notice something off to the side. Something kind of catches your eyes. So you want to go investigate?
I would love to investigate.
All right, Critty, you go over there and you discover as you go over what kind of was shining in the air. It looks like bones, and as you get closer, you kind of look. You spin down. You guys all see Critty kind of walks off to the side and is looking at something. When you get closer, Critty, everyone kind of stops and looks as you go over there. It looks like it's a person. They've long been dead. It's a complete skeleton, bones all over the place. You think. The bones have been picked clean by swamp vermin and years of decay. Go ahead and make a investigation check.
Okay, can I help her with it?
No. All right. I need you to roll me a D100, Critty.
I hope it's in here. 68.
I can find it. You find on this person's body, you see something wrapped in what's left of his. Looked like it was an adventurer. You find their pack and you open it up and get the crap off the top. You see something's wrapped in it. You open it up, and you find a fan. And then you unfold it, and it shows a sleeping cat.
Well, hello, kitty. I'm gonna cast my Speak with Animals. Speak with Animals spell.
Well, okay. But who are you talking to?
The kitty.
It's not an actual cat.
It's
I
not
think
an
it's a
actual
cat.
cat.
It's like
on
a
the
picture
fan.
of a cat on a fan.
It's a
Oh.
picture
Yeah,
of
you
a
expanded
cat.
the fan.
Yeah.
I thought I picked up a fan and there was like a living, breathing cat underneath.
No.
I was
It's a
like,
picture
I don't
of a
know how
kitty.
it's been.
You got pretty all excited.
I know. It's
She
a
found
very
the kitty.
yeah. She found the kitty.
I was there with Critty. I thought the same thing.
I was like, I'm gonna talk to
No,
the
it's a
cat
fan
that's
with a
living
picture
inside
of a cat on it.
Okay.
Very well, beautiful craft. You can see this
Okay.
is a very important possession, whoever this person was.
Oh, that's very pretty. I wonder who this person was. For a minute there, I thought that was a real cat.
Kind of when you wave it around, you notice too that when you wave it, it kind of looks like the cat is like it glimmers the way the it's painted on there. It looks like it's kind of moving and stuff. It's cool.
Wow. That's amazing. Does this fan have a special name that I would want to put it in my equipment and keep it forever and always?
Let us see.
Can we do like
You
a
have the
history
identify
check
spell
or
I'm
an
gonna-
arcana check?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna do
Spell.
detect magic.
You don't
Oh.
detect. You don't detect any magic.
I was gonna do identify.
You can still identify.
You identify it as a fan with a kitty that's very well painted on there to the way the fan moves and stuff. That it looks like it moves when she's flapping it around.
It's a kitty fan. Ha!
It is not magical, but it does seem pretty neat. Do I detect magic anywhere else on the corpse, by the way?
No.
Okay.
Is there any other check we could make that like this item would be common to, like a history type thing? Like this is found in this type of land or something?
Yeah, you make a history check.
I'll do a history check.
All right, both of you make a history check. You're not sure, but it looks like it's from the southern coast. This was something that somebody from there would have brought up. It's more common on the coast. It's a lot harder. Fans are more common down there. So this is something from, if I was to roll out of the map here a little bit, it would be further south. You can't see it right. I have to go to the continent to show, but it's from the coast.
Are there any weapons around the body?
There are none.
Is there anything else around the body?
No.
Looks like this guy's been dead for a long time.
Yes. Well, it's hard to know because his bones have been picked clean by the local vermin and stuff.
Well, let's keep on moving so we don't turn into him.
All right.
Well, it's
I
not- I'm gonna
just
keep
before we
looking.
leave, I'll sort of take the bones, pile them into that pack. Be like, yeah, Drum, do you think you may want to say a few words over it, or?
Let's see if I really care right now.
You do care. It's one of your sacred duties.
Okay. The rites take a while, so
It takes about 30 minutes. So you take 30 minutes to do the rites,
Yeah.
final rites. Read the book.
I'll help and I'll do mold earth and create kind of like a grave to bury him.
Kind of hard, but you're able to pull it off. The land is very moist. I know that's a word that McVenom hates, but it's a good word to describe this area.
She hasn't
Well, I
chirped
mean,
up
it
in
is
the chat tonight,
March.
so.
Yeah. So
I'll use I'll do what I can with the combination of
you're
shape
able to
water
bury
and
the
mold earth
bones, and you
eventually
say
do
the
it,
final rites, and you give this person
there we go.
the
Speaking
proper
of a
burial.
marsh.
All right. So you guys make your way through. It's still slow going. You're able to get to about right here, and you kind of get to more of an open area. It looks more like a lagoon, in the middle of this place. It's flat water, no trees. So you kind of you guys get to about right here on the map, skirting this kind of water feature that's in the center there. It's kind of land and water, so you stay a little bit left of it because you don't want to go nearer to that because you know that's really going to be ucky.
I'm more concerned about being open with no cover.
All right. So, you guys get ready to bed down for the night.
I want to do a perception check before we even do that.
I
to
was
see if
just getting
there's
ready to
any-
say that.
Yeah. I guess Drom and I can do a perception check, Ranger, just to see if there's anything like moving in the water or anything around, that type
Well,
of stuff.
Not to mention we got an army coming our way too, so
Yeah.
we gotta keep our eyes peeled for them.
Yep.
All right, make perception checks. No, you don't hear anything other than the local wildlife at the moment. You don't see anything. So you guys think you're okay at the moment. You guys have done good enough with your movement that haven't given away your position. You've been very quiet, other than a few little words here and there, trudging through this crap. So yeah.
Drom, I know we were waiting for him to come back. Are you able to do sending to Bruce, maybe to get an update from him?
That's a good idea. I'll go ahead and use it. There it is. it's making me roll dice for sending.
Just
Wow.
tell me what you want to send.
Hey Bruce, it's Strom. Any updates? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm still checking around. Talk to you later. Sincerely, Bruce.
Oh my god.
Not with love from the inside, Bruce.
Oh,
Oh.
I didn't realize that last part to sending. That's why it's making you roll a dice. There's a 5% chance that the message isn't sent, so you have to roll a d100 just to make sure it's not the 5.
Well, he's on the same plane, so you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
There's a chance sending doesn't work.
Yeah.
If it's a different plane. Yeah. I didn't even realize that.
I don't think anybody ever did.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I usually make it not even work across planes.
Okay. All right.
We're sorry, that number can't be reached as dialed. Please try again.
Doo-doo-dee.
We're sorry.
All right, I'll take first watch again.
I'm going to cast Tiny Hut and Prestidigitation, clean all our stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
I
And once
shall.
I'm done with that, I'm going to read my book a little bit.
All right. Any conversations that want to be had? Because
And use your new fan.
we're about to wrap it up for the day.
I would like to practice with the locks.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. So you guys not as tired as you were. You're still kind of bleh, but you're better today. So Ashira would like to make a roll. So roll. Okay, let me see how we did this before. I believe I had you do 2 rolls. All right. So Ashira, you take out the lockpicks.
It's usually a sleight of hand check for me.
Well, it's investigation. Well, you don't need to do that because you already know that this is not trapped. So just do sleight of hand. Well, you don't break the tools, but you're not quite able to get into the lock, Shira. You're frustrated, maybe because you're tired, maybe just because of the condition. You don't know. You want your heart's into it, but you're just not able to crack that nut today.
Can I spend maybe an hour trying to show her a few tips?
Yeah.
Things like that, so that maybe on her next attempt she'll have advantage.
Yeah. So you try to do it, and it's just not working, and then Reed's kind of sitting there with you, trying to explain to you like the small intricacies, the small little delicate things that you sometimes have to do when you're trying to pick a lock, and what you're listening for mainly, and the understanding of the mechanisms that go into locks. Some are very simple, easy to get into. This one's a little bit more complicated. That's why he has you working on it. You have to use multiple tool picks at once to try to get it, turn it, and unlock it, like you've done previously. It's just kind of refreshing you on some of the basics of thievery. I'm sorry, lock picking. That is not thievery related. Anybody else want to have a conversation before we wrap it up? Because you guys are getting ready to bed down for the night.
I'm gonna find a nice secluded side of the tent and.
It's not that secluded. It's only 10 feet. I mean,
I
it's
know.
a good size space, but it's still 10 feet.
And you can't
But
escape
I don't-
Togar no matter where you go.
Yeah, I don't want to wake anybody up because I'm gonna. Where did it go? There it is. And now that's making me roll too. What the hell? I'm gonna use that on myself. Spend most of the time praying.
Are you self-marrying or?
No,
He's
that's
having
it. I'm doing the dedication on myself.
What?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool use of it.
And I am removing the silver from my equipment.
Did you read all of that?
Mm-hmm.
A creature can only benefit from this right only once.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to use it now, you can never use it again on yourself.
It's called role playing.
All right.
You know, the really crazy thing is probably the best part of that whole thing is if you marry 2 people, they get a +2 to their AC for a week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess then the honeymoon's over and you go back to normal.
Remember that first week, sweetie, when we were out fighting that dragon? We did so well. What happened? Not as tough as we used to be.
Then you started farting in bed, and that was it.
Yeah.
You started snoring,
Ugh.
hogging all the covers. All right.
It's like you're describing my marriage.
Oh.
Oh,
I feel like that's
sorry,
it.
Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Oh.
Dear Paul,
It hurts me on the inside. When
it hurts me on the inside when you fart in bed.
Good Lord. All right.
Well, that's great. We now have our new catchphrase.
Just to move things along. So basically, nothing really happens during the night. You guys wake up the next morning. Another dry, damp day. Bottom of the floor still bleh.
Dry, damp.
Yeah, pretty much. Just then, Bruce comes flying in, lands on your shoulder, Drum. Well, my friend, I've got great news. Great news.
You didn't lose any feathers.
That's exactly right. How about I cast a spell and turn you into a frog?
Oh, I thought you said good news. I mean, the other day you said you lost some feathers. I
Oh,
hope you
I
wouldn't
forgot.
lose any more.
I forget things. I've been alive for too long. What was I here for?
Please tell me that you found it.
Great. Yes, I did find it. I can lead you to it. It's in. He starts pointing in that direction. It's in that direction. 2 days walk from here. It looks like it goes about half a mile to a mile a day as it moves. It's very slow going, and I could lead you to it.
Outstanding. You know, I think that deserves some compensation. And I pull out like a handful of the freaking crackers this time.
No, I don't need that many. I'll just take a couple.
Eat what you want, my friend.
Well, just make sure you get me some nice filet mignon when we get back to wherever we get back to. Because this place is a shithole.
That it is.
I mean, I've seen some shitholes in my day, but this is some awful terrain. I was trying to talk to some of the birds and get some information. They are assholes. Let me tell you, they didn't want to say anything. One little robin I had to beat the crap out of because he told me to go F myself. I mean, this is a rude neighborhood.
Reed is profoundly overjoyed watching this one-sided conversation.
Sure,
Drum
you
speaking
and
to the bird and just hearing tweet, tweet, tweet.
No,
tweet, tweet.
Finn is having a fun time picturing a raven fighting a robin in his head right now.
Wasn't much of a fight there, Balin. I mean, I beat the shit out of him. I mean, I will not be talked to like that. He all started getting all uppity and fluffing himself, like, who do you think you are? And I'm like, bitch, I served the Raven Queen and smacked him. These country birds, I tell you, they got no class.
Reed is completely just staring at Drum, waiting for a response to whatever this.
Yeah, it's squawk, squawk,
Sanity
squawk,
is.
squawk, 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 squawk.
Yeah, it's like watching a tennis game.
Yeah.
Oh, right. He said he found it. He can show us where it is. I forgot that you guys couldn't understand what he said.
A lot of words to go and say that.
He also had a fight with another bird. It's a long story.
It's not a long story. It was over and done with as soon as he got mouthy with me.
So what'd he say?
Apparently, he won the fight.
Ah, a boy. He is a boy, right?
Yes.
Oh,
His name
good.
is Bruce. Yeah.
Oh, hey, hello, Bruce.
Did he just say that? Is that a boy? You know,
Not everyone is specialized in birds. He doesn't mean anything bad by it.
dear Reed, it hurts me on the inside when you don't get my sexuality right.
I'm gonna die.
This gentrification and stratification of my testicles will not be tolerated.
So can the group name be Dear You?
It just hurts me on the inside. That's the name of our group.
Yes,
Just
that's
hurts
even
me
better.
on the inside.
Who are you? It hurts you on the inside.
We're obviously a goth rock
here.
band at this point.
Oh yeah,
I was already thinking about the merch. I
we
was
have to
using.
change the artwork. We've all got like black hair, like.
I was using the what's it called, like the Nordic metal, like the tree font. It's like hurt on the inside.
We make Guar look like classic rock.
Oh my god.
All right, so you guys ready to move around, or you just want to dick around and hear about me beating the crap out of birds?
We're
Oh,
a
it is
draconic doom metal band.
It is night, Bruce. Why don't you stay with us in the hut, and then we can go in the morning.
It's,
Well,
it's morning.
It's morning.
it's morning
What
now?
hut? There was a hut. God damn it! I missed all the good stuff.
Well, stick with us. You can come into the hut next night.
Well, I'll stick with Drum here, so he doesn't get lost. I can tell him which direction to go,
That is perfect.
and then I can tell him about my great fighting skills that I showed in battle in service of the great Raven Queen.
I'm
Sounds
gonna-
exciting.
How
Well,
come
I'm
you
up-
three
I'm-
didn't pipe up when I said the service of the great Raven Queen?
I was waiting for them to speak. I am eager to hear your tales of service to our great goddess.
That's right. That's a good call, Sherry. Why don't you stick up here in front with me and Drum, and I'll share the story with you about.
I was actually thinking that Critty may enjoy the story more.
Pretty just hears caw, caw, caw.
Mhm.
I haven't cast speak with
But
animals.
you have heard. I know, but you heard me just say that.
Ah, tuki tuki, caw.
I think Critty would enjoy that
Alright.
story more, Bruce.
I will cast speak with animals and say, hey, Bruce, you want to come tell me stories?
Well, I'm just very popular today. Well, sure, Critty, if you'd like to hear it.
Thanks, buddy. You're my favorite.
Don't get ahead of yourself there. Dear Critty, it upsets me on the inside when you try to get all ahead of yourself when I'm trying to share my greatness.
I'm sorry, Bruce. I understand how
That's
that
all
can be
right.
hard.
You're just a young lady.
Here's a cracker.
Oh, I love crackers. So anyway, there I was just flying around looking for this supposed tortoise with the village on it. Dumbest shit I ever heard. But you know what? I serve. So there I was trying to gather information and went up to this Robin and was like, hey, Mr. Robin, have you seen a giant tortoise with the village on it? It's a simple question, bird to bird. Told me to go F myself. Well, I wasn't good enough with that, so I knocked the crap out of him. Then I met a small sparrow, dumber than a rock. I asked if he'd seen a tortoise, didn't know what that was. I was like, oh my god. So I just smacked him in the face on principle for being stupid. Would you like to hear more, Critty?
I would love to hear more.
All right, so Critty is having a conversation with Bruce
Best
about the story.
raven ever.
God, he is such a violent raven.
I heard
Oh my
that.
god, you're stupid, Smack. A sparrow.
He's like the
Oh,
South
damn it,
Park
Bobby.
crazed Russell Crowe of
He
Bird
is.
World.
He is exactly that.
Did I ever tell you the time, Critty, a giant eagle tried to get all uppity with me? Didn't realize I was just not more than just a raven, so I transformed myself into a griffin and ate him.
Wow.
You can do
That
that.
must have
Did
been
you know
exciting.
that great eagles taste like chicken?
Never
all,
had
all
an
that's
eagle. Makes sense, though.
I wonder
Bruce
if
is serving the
myself.
Raven Queen, fighting round the world.
all that's really missing is Bruce having a Sean Connery voice.
Russell
Hell
Crowe
no.
voice. Russell Crowe voice. Oi! I'm Bruce the Raven. How are you?
Critty, when
This is
Reed,
my nest, Togar.
Critty, when Reed does those stupid voices of what I might sound like, it hurts me on the inside.
Dear Bruce, it hurts
That
me
must
on the
be
inside
hard.
that I can't understand you.
I know you're missing out on so much.
And turn into a griffin?
Well, it was in another realm, Ashira. It was different magical properties at the time. Wait, I think I said too much. Never mind, that never happened.
God.
Nothing
Okay.
ever happened.
Okay, let's just get to
Allegedly,
this
I
turtle.
did that stuff.
We need to get to the turtle. Oh my God, we need to get to the turtle.
No, this
All
is so
right,
much
let's
better.
go this. Oh, I'm sorry, Creedy. I'll come back to you later. I gotta go tell John some more about what I was doing.
Okay,
John,
bud.
you're going the wrong way. It hurts me
I
on the
know.
inside when you do the wrong direction.
I'm with Christy. My jaw's
I
starting.
am going to climb up onto Drom's other shoulder from where Bruce is sitting. So it's like he's dual wielding things sitting on his shoulder now.
Hey, you've got another companion. He doesn't have feathers, but we won't hold that against him. I wonder if you'd like to hear this story. All of a sudden, the raven pierces you with a stare. There, Johnny. Reed.
Reed.
And then you hear, well, hey, Reed, it's finally good to finally meet you there, buddy.
Hello.
I cast a spell. Talk to humans, or as I like to call it, talk to potato heads.
Oh, hello. It's a doozy of a spell.
I created it myself because I got tired of humans just looking at me when I had to relay information from the Raven Queen, and they went full followers, and they just looked at me like I was crazy.
You know, I find that annoying about humans too. They are rather dense.
That's right, you're a halfling,
Yeah.
and John's an orc.
Hey,
That's right, humans suck.
they do.
That is not nice. I am still within earshot.
Present company excluded.
Dear
Thank
Balin,
you.
it hurts me when you are.
I know,
a
dear
human.
Bruce. It hurts me when you stereotype all humans.
Or just team microaggression.
Dear Balin, it's Bruce again. It hurts me on the inside when you act on your feelings because you're a giant pussy. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Ziglet reads about 3 feet tall.
Sincerely, Bruce. All right, so you guys start making your direction. So while he's here, he's sharing all these stories. He's making it very clear to you guys that these are legend stories. They are some wowzers. This one time in the Shadowfell, facing all these Shadowcat, he got uppity on me, so I had to kick their ass.
That's right, the Shadowfell sucks, yeah.
Well, that's the home of the Raven Queen. What do you mean it sucks? I'm beginning not to like you very much there.
Well, he got stuck there once. It wasn't. I'm not a follower of Raven Queen.
To be honest, I don't like it myself.
See?
I would like to recant my previous statement. Ignore that I ever said it. Here we go. All right. If you head in this direction there, John, it's not hard. Go this way. Roll a survival check with advantage because I'm helping you because I'm Bruce.
And I'll use some guidance too.
Nice.
Yeah. A
All right.
26.
All right. So you guys make it because of the wonderful rolling of John and the help of Bruce. You guys get here. And as you guys make your way to the end of the day, you start seeing what Bruce is showing you on the ground. Hey, you see that big giant puddle of just a random big circular thing there?
Do
Is
we?
it the footprint?
There you go, Cher. I was speaking to John, but he seems to be spacing out. I think he's been using too much cocaine.
What is?
Oh, I'm just making sure I see it.
What
I know,
you
do
mean?
we- do we-
I
I'm
move
telling
so
you,
fast.
it's right
start
there.
combat.
He starts flying around it. It's right here. He's flying around. He sits on a tree. Look down. It's right there. That is one of the giant footprints. I'm
seeing
pointing it to you. I'm going to talk to the Raven Queen about maybe revoking your privileges. Yeah, it's not hard to miss. It's a big circular footprint.
Is it over there? Because I'm not seeing it over there.
Sure, I need you to come over
I'll
here
be tapping-
and cast Disintegrate on him.
I'm tapping Drum on the top of that. I don't see it. What's he mean?
I'm
don't
just
know
giving
that
you a
one?
hard time there, Bruce. Yes, I see it.
Oh, I see. You're not funny.
Oh my
Dear,
God.
dear Drum, it hurts me on the inside when you're not funny.
That's so is our name now. Hurt on the inside is just our name now.
That's the name of this episode.
It's the name of our group.
That's the name
Name
of
of
the
our-
group.
The name of our group is Hurt on the Inside.
And who are you? We're hurt on the inside.
Well, I know that, but who are you?
I feel like Critty Smut Hut was a solid second. Like that.
No. It was
Critty-
second only because we
give
had
you a smut hut. You do not need my tiny hut to be a smut hut.
Critty and the
Eventually-
Smut Huts.
Eventually, when we get like our own keep, yeah.
Mhm.
You
There's
can
a-
have
there's
your
a-
own special
There's a
little
Togar
hut.
wing. There's a Togar wing
All
just
right.
set aside. Nobody goes in there.
All right, with that, we're going to wrap it
Togar
up.
Smut Emporium.
Yeah. All right, now we're going to wrap it up. So you guys have
It's
found
the
the
heat wing.
footprint to the giant moving tortoise that is the Urzen. The village of Urzen. All right, so thank you guys for joining us tonight. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Hope you laughed. Hope you cried. Hope you did both. Hope you didn't get hurt on
We
the
did.
inside.
Many of us pulled muscles laughing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
my head's still banging, man. I think the leaves kicking in now because it doesn't hurt as much. Dear D&D group, you cause the DM headaches every time you... All right.
Dear DM, it's not a complete game unless we break you at least once.
Oh, Jesus. I almost threw up. I was laughing so hard. God. All right, so with that, you guys have found the footprint. You're on the trail. You're doing great. Doing great work. And that's where we're going to leave it. So we'll be back. Are we back next weekend, Finn? Or are you gone? Bye-bye.
What is next weekend? Next weekend? No, next weekend I should be here.
Okay, so we'll have D&D next weekend. So
Yeah, it's the weekend after. The next 2 weekends after that, I'm not here.
all right, so that's it.
Oh,
So next week we'll have a big game. Then we'll have 2 weeks off, and we'll be back, and then we'll pick it up right after that. So
Tomorrow we have Star Wars.
oh,
hopefully.
It'll be fun.
I'm gonna have to
Don't
pull,
jinx it. Don't jinx it.
yeah, I'll pull my notes on that one. It's been forever since we played that
Yep.
that one.
Our tri-monthly
Well,
D&D
Jesus
Star
Christ.
Wars.
Either we're going to game or we're going to look over all the stuff that has changed
Yeah,
since
or
the
we'll
last time
all
we
have to
played.
remake characters because
Well,
everything's
not
different.
remake, but I mean they add a lot of stuff to the
Yeah.
classes.
They did, but it's nothing. It's not too major. It's
Yeah.
No,
it's
mine
totally
is
fine.
my
for-
class
for-
isn't even there.
Yeah, they removed his monk.
They removed my
class,
monk thing, so
subclass
I have to
thing, so-
remake it.
I'll just remake it. We'll just stick with
Yeah,
that
I'm
was the
remaking it. I
class.
found the subclass that matches.
That's
it.
fine. Just go with that. It's totally
It
fine.
actually fits with my storyline too. So
All right. Thanks for all the subs. Thanks for all the follows. Thanks for everybody in the chat hanging out with us tonight. So we're gonna
All are awesome.
great group of grass. Great, just great group. So with that, we're gonna call this one done. So on behalf of myself and the lovely players, thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your night, and we will see you later. Peace out.